Good evening, and how are you? We are back with another exciting, spicy edition of On the Radar. We have some people with us today, but before we do all of that, I feel like I need to let you know that I am fresh off the damn jet, sharper than Gillette, the best you can get. I'm loose as a goose, fly them Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice, Beetlejuice. Damn it, I'm in the building. Y'all open up where everybody at? Where everybody at now? Don't show everybody shit. We here. I mean, let's get to it. 78 points is here. I'm feeling good. Vinny here. You know what I'm saying? That's my boy. Ralph done spent all his money on Pepe. It's all good. We're going to get into it tonight. Bird is here. Trey, unfortunately, got gonorrhea. He will not be on today.
God damn.
He contracted a STD when he was out there and caught the Oklahoma boot and gonorrhea at the same time. So he's on tough acting, tenactin, and amoxicillin at the same time. Y'all get some of that when y'all get home. That's a little penicillin and some stuff for his foot fungus. But other than that, Trey should be on momentarily. But don't worry about that. We are here to serve your needs, and we are going to have a great time tonight. Fellas, how we doing? How's everybody? Up, there you go. Look, you speak of him, he pop up.
Why the fuck are we starting at 8:15? I thought we were doing 8:30.
I ain't got nothing good.
All right, well, I'm here. Fuck it.
Welcome.
I got a text from Vinny, like, where are you at? Like, what the fuck do you mean where I'm at? I'm getting ready for the podcast, and then I see people
I think we've been starting at 9
Let's
Eastern.
do it.
I think we've
I just told them that.
I'm just telling. I'm not doing a podcast when the fucking sun's up. It's not happening. I'm just being dead serious. Going forward, if the sun's up, I'm not doing a podcast.
Yeah, the sun is shining over here.
It's not over here. It's gray. It's nice.
Well, it's dark over here where I'm at, so I totally understand. But Trey, I just told the people that you had gonorrhea in Oklahoma boot.
I thought you told me you said that 2 weekends ago, so I still got the gonorrhea.
Well, nah, you've been messing with some people. You went to the Alaskan Bush Club and had a recurrence. But it's okay. Don't worry about it. I know you got the tenactin and the penicillin shot. We're gonna be okay.
I need something. My shoulder's fucked up.
Man, mine too, bro. I went to the gym and messed up. For real. What's going on, people? How's everybody doing? What we on? 78 points is back with us. I appreciate you coming, fam.
I'm all good.
Listen, the meds didn't work. Yeah, he got that different kind of gonorrhea. He got that Oklahoma gonorrhea. He need a shot of Henny to go with it. They trying to phase you.
We're trying to phase you out, Trey. Yeah. We're not trying to phase you out.
I ain't got no part in that now. We wouldn't do that.
I thought Trey, you were 420 late. I thought that's what.
No, I'm retired from that shit. I thought about doing it I thought about coming out of retirement for the old podcast, but
yeah,
that ain't gonna do nobody no good.
Yeah,
I got too much shit to do.
I did
too much shit to do tomorrow.
I did think that for a moment, Trey had took a 420 moment to get back. Man, I was around Snoop last year for 420, and when I tell you it was a marathon, I don't even smoke. I don't smoke, just to tell you I don't smoke. But I was around Snoop and a couple other people, and they had so much weed going on in this place, bro. I was higher than I ever been in my life. I kept hearing my eyes blink. It was pretty brutal. I kept hearing my eyes blink and my heartbeat. That's it. How can you hear your heartbeat? It's confusing. I don't know. But these are true stories.
I love it.
So, yeah.
Oh, you mean Snoop didn't have a Corona in his hand?
I won't confirm or deny that because that's a brand endorsement deal, and I don't want to speak about what he had in his hand outside of a little puff pass.
Sketches on his feet.
You know what I'm saying? Because he's of the age. Sketches. Okay, so what's happening here? How you? All right, we all right.
I'm sorry.
We doing this just.
No, we are. We got 11 live so far. Thanks everyone for joining us. And we got a full house today, everyone. So 78 came through. He's got some good stuff today. And And Ralph's got some good stuff. I should
Damn, look
say.
at fucking Raekwon, the chef, 78 points articulation with the rings on. Holy shit. He
That's
got
a
the
flex.
RZA rings on today.
And he's literally having his hands. He's been having his hands on his face this whole time because he been
He
wanting
did
to
too.
I
like,
noticed that. That's what I was
Yeah,
like.
yeah.
He's
He said
flexing.
anything until Trey got here, but he literally been, hey, what's up, guys? How's everybody? Is everybody
I ain't even
well?
mad.
Oh man, you lying. You lying. Oh man.
shit.
Oh man, y'all are just as crazy. Oh man. It's wild.
It's got that
I
voice.
respect it though. If I had cool rings like that, I'd be rocking the shit out of them too.
Oh yeah, no, they hard though. Those
I used to do
rings are hard.
5. I used to do 5, but it get a bit noisy.
Like that Michael Jordan cover. You guys seen that? Where he has all the,
That's
Oh yeah,
right.
with all the rings.
yeah.
I swear Brady has something like that too, right?
This is 78 the
Yeah,
whole night.
they redid that for him. Yeah,
Shit,
that's
Brady running out of fingers.
right. Yeah.
Yeah,
Seriously.
this is gonna be 78 the whole night. Yeah, so when we're talking about these toys, what I really want to do is
He did hit us with the light flex on that. You saw that. He's just
Yeah, you know,
like,
That's
Yeah.
pretty tight. I like it.
I mean these
dude, that logo's fucking. I still look. Ferg's getting good at this shit. To be honest with you,
Thanks, man.
he's got 8 podcasts now, but the motherfucker is getting good on the graphics.
I don't sleep, man. I don't sleep that much, so it's all good. But yeah, man. Yeah, again, thanks for everyone for joining. We got 12 lives so far. Hit that like button, hit that subscribe. We're gonna kick this off with some
Let's get
sneaker
into
stuff
it.
from
A lot
Mr.
of
Pepe.
drops today.
From Mr.
A lot of
Pepe
drops
himself.
this past week. First one
I
we wanted.
was wondering where Ralph was all fucking day. We had one of the biggest shoe drop days of the day, and I didn't get
No,
no
dude,
text or nothing from
work-
Ralph all day.
No, work was killing me today. I was in and out of meetings all day. I did see your text with the link for the
I was
RTJ.
trying.
I didn't hit. I was too late. Did anybody in the Discord hit? I didn't see anybody post success.
I hit the one this morning. I hit the early drop this morning. I don't know if you saw that. I hit a high top 11 this morning.
The highs, right? The pink ones.
I didn't hit the dunks.
Mm.
And what sucked was I had the link and everything from our favorite group.
Yeah.
And
I'm
couldn't
actually out of that group. I'm not in that group no more. Yesterday.
dude,
was
this is my last month. I
Yeah.
decided I was going to spend my $60 on a gym membership. To be honest with you, that's a whole other thing.
Hey, invest in yourself. That's good.
Damn right. I'm bulking up right now. I'm about to get hulkish and shit. I'm full fucking bench press Marcus next time I see him.
hold on. There's a whole lot of bench
like
pressing.
the Ultimate Warrior and shit. Just get up there and fucking pump him. Let him know.
Wait a minute.
Pause.
Yeah.
Pause. Yeah.
Pause.
I
Don't
said
ever
pause.
say just get up there and pump him.
I hit it with the pause.
Yeah, it was a pause, and I appreciate it. But yeah, I'm gonna get up there and pump him. Oh man,
Yeah,
Let's
that wasn't my best choice of words.
but it was okay. I love you. We good. If anybody can pump me, it's gonna be you.
Damn right,
Pause.
buddy.
Pause that.
Speaking of pumps, Pepe is pumped. No, let's get back to.
I'll shut up. I'm gonna shut up.
Let's get back to
Get
the
back
shoes.
to your
No,
picks.
so what I was thinking about doing with sneakers moving forward is kind of focusing on something that's coming out the week that we're going to be doing the show, something to look forward to in the next couple weeks, and then something down the line. So just starting off with the drops we had today. The Air Jordan 1 Lost and Founds, classic silhouette, Chicago Air 1s. I'm not sure if you guys hit on the ones that came out a few months ago. Trey, Ferd, any of you guys?
No, man,
Nope.
I didn't. I missed it.
So retail 150 out the gate. The initial drop, these were about 400 to 500. But the shoe is such a classic silhouette, and this is actually the first Nike shoe that has that vintage touch to it. I don't know if you can blow the picture up on the screen, Ferd, but it actually comes with this. It's kind of like a mom and pop receipt, and it comes with this vintage Nike box, which is pretty cool. Has that crack leather at the top, that black crack leather, and it has a bit of cracking on the white leather, but. Overall, for me, it's a 10 out of 10 shoe. If I had my hands on these, if I hit these, I would actually wear these. These would be shoes that I would wear. I wouldn't flip these. But what are your guys' opinions on that Air Jordan 1.
Do I agree with you wholeheartedly? At a 43, I could wear those and not feel
Yeah.
like I'm trying to be fucking 25 because
Exactly.
that
right?
was.
Yeah.
I mean, these came out when we were actually kids. For most of us,
Right.
I mean, I think we're
Yep.
all
Yeah,
relatively
for real.
close to the
That's
same
true.
age. I know Ralph and Ferd are a little bit younger, but I mean, legitimately, like they're a good looking shoe. And what's crazy about those Chicago Reds or the original Reds is those colorways just go with anything.
Yeah.
They really do. I don't know how or why, but that red, black, and white, you can wear it with about anything. And they made that few minor adjustments like 3 years ago on some of those Air Jordan 1s too. They're comfortable as shit.
Mm-hmm.
They're just, I mean, the last time I wore Jordans
you lying,
was
man. You lying.
No,
No.
they did. I mean, it is a flat sole, but
That's a
they are
fucking uncomfortable
definitely a
shoe.
lot more comfortable.
they're
If you have a wide foot, I think it might
Yeah,
be a bit
I got a
uncomfortable.
wide foot, man.
Oh,
These
okay.
things kill me, man.
That's what it is.
You got to stick that Zoom Air inner sole in there. Then they're all right.
But the good thing about these, they restocked today, and everybody's gonna complain because everybody didn't hit. So the good thing about this is that after the drop, there's some rumors going around that this might actually restock again in a few months. So everybody that missed, we have our second chance to cop these. But
So Ralph, when something restocks, does that mean like it's a second print, or does it mean just like they're just coming out with more
No.
stuff?
It's just a restock to supply the demand. And with this Air Jordan 1 in this classic colorway, this classic silhouette, this is always going to be in demand. It's not ever going to go out of style.
Mhm.
Other Air Jordan 1s in different colors might, but this will always have demand. It's timeless. It's classic. 5 years down the line, I could definitely see these because this is the actual first vintage type shoe that Nike's released. This could definitely be maybe $800, $900 shoe,
Yeah,
depending
that's
on
the
how
thing about
much
the
they
J1s.
restock
They
it to.
last.
Yeah,
Yeah, the
exactly.
J1s last. They don't fall apart. You don't get that midsole rot. That sole lasts like a dunk. You
Yep,
don't. You like
absolutely.
that vintage thing, that faux weathering?
I mean, that's
do.
kind of the style, or that's kind of the wave. That's what
Yeah.
I
I
guess
don't
the
know.
kids like. I think that's the appeal, right? Is this is appealing to everybody that's here, everybody that's watching the show, but this is also appealing to the younger crowd with that
Yeah.
vintage feel.
Yeah, I don't know. I'm always about if you want that look, you should be wearing your shit to get that look.
Yeah, exactly.
It's like
No,
denim. Buy
I
that denim
definitely hear
raw,
you.
salvage
Yeah.
denim raw, wear the shit out of it.
Hell
so
yeah.
you get the fades that are yours.
No,
I don't know.
I agree. I agree.
Dude, I mean, last time I was around Marcus and Vinny, I wore my Travis Scott's.
He actually did.
Yep.
They're comfortable. Honestly, like I said, I mean, I had a pair of ones a couple years ago. I mean, like a couple years ago, about 10, 12 years ago. And they were impossible to wear out for more than 4 or 5 hours without my knees and fucking everything hurting.
Yeah.
And I can do anything I want to in these new Jordans. They don't hurt my feet at all.
Speaking of the Travis Scotts, moving right along, the
You
Travis
like
Scott
that? You
Air
like
Jordan.
that segue?
I did.
Yeah,
That's why I picked
that
up
was
on
subtle.
it.
I
I
didn't get
saw I saw the alley oop. I saw it, and I had to dunk it. Yeah.
Ah.
But yeah, Travis Lowe's that come out next week, the olive colorway. Super hype dropped. These are gonna be 10x out the gate, maybe 9x out the gate. But this colorway to me, it's from all the the Travis Scott lows that have come out so far. Something about this one, it might be just the olive, that's really nice color, a green. To me, this is probably the best Travis Scott low that's come out. I have the Black Phantoms, the all blacks that came out a few months ago, but these are just perfect in my opinion. These are definitely going to be so my wife, my kid, myself. This is going to be a family cop for sure.
Dude, that's
Is this the last one he's doing?
That was the rumor, but
Yeah.
he's supposed to be doing. I think it's
Yeah.
another Jordan silhouette. But it's not his last collab with Jordan.
Hey, yo, man. Don't diss New Balance, man.
Dude, some of those New
we-
Balances go
yeah,
for
we
fucking
wear-
crazy
Yeah.
money.
Yeah.
Where's
I personally-
comfortable?
The Action
Don't want to talk
Bronsons.
about comfort? Get some 990s.
Yeah, yeah.
Did
Yes,
you
sir.
did you guys
listen.
see the Action Bronson New Balances?
Yeah, those
Yeah.
pistachio joints, those are dope.
I
I
like
just
those.
I just want to take the time to thank New Balance. We did a deal with them when they brought back the 574s. So right when New Balance was getting ready to, come back on the scene, because the 574 is always considered like the dad shoe.
Mhm.
But it was right before they had did the deal with what's the basketball player that has a New Balance deal? Is it Kawhi Leonard
Kawhi Leonard.
Yeah,
Yeah.
Kawhi.
Yeah. Yeah, he has a New Balance deal, and right before they signed Jack Harlow, we had kind of ushered in the whole 574 thing. So I definitely appreciate New Balance. They paid an amazing check. It was amazing.
No,
Vinny, I didn't get no
definitely.
shoes.
They have their collabs with Kith. They just knock it out of the park every single time.
Yeah.
But so these come out on the 26th. A little, I'm sure most of you guys might know, but for everybody in your household, you can create a sneakers account, and you definitely 100% want to go for that drop. If not for personal, definitely to quick flip. This is easy money, 100% in every size. That's baby, that's toddler, um, big kids, little kids, men's. Another thing about this one's actually titled a women's shoe. So larger sizes are not going to be plentiful. So if you're going for the flip, yeah, if you're going for the
Yeah.
flip, size 10 and up, that's
Size
definitely going to
13
be,
women's things.
yeah, it's gonna be a money size.
That caught me off guard today when you put the link up for the raffle from Undefeated. And I get through the whole deal. It's like, pick your size. And it was like women's. And I was like, holy shit, I feel like a Sasquatch going all the way down to the very end.
Yeah, there's been a lot of backlash. Women complain that Nike doesn't make, they don't make enough shoes that are specifically tailored to women. That's titled a women's shoe. So this is, I think this is actually going to be the first Travis Scott that is considered a women's shoe. So, and yeah, and just moving on to the final pair of shoes that we have here is that Supreme Ramelzi SB Dunk. Personally, I think this is probably going to be top 5 shoe of the year. Yeah, I think it's perfect. Supreme finally did a SB Dunk and they did it right. Not to say that last SB Dunk that had the stars, Trey, I don't know if you remember those when those came out. They came out during the pandemic. Those went nuts. But to me, it kind of just looks like a basic dunk. And with this one, I think some thought went into it. Um, the art and pattern that you see on the upper is actually a painting that Ramelzi did that was in the first Supreme store in Brooklyn. So
Yeah,
a
that's
lot of
right.
history behind it. And Ramelzi is actually the first artist that Supreme had done a collab with. So I think they're doing him some
What do you
service.
define as artist?
I mean, he's a all around hip hop head, right? He's a
Yeah.
MC, graffiti. If you don't know who Ramelzi is, Wild Style, Style Wars, definitely good movies to go watch.
No, I'm just saying that Supreme was doing stuff with other writers as well.
Yeah, I mean, are you asking me if which one was better or?
No.
Dude, I agree. These Supreme Dunks, anybody can wear them. I mean,
Yeah.
honestly, the color patterns are right. Everything on them. I mean, you could wear them with jeans. You could wear them with shorts. And at my age, that's what you got to look for. You got to find something that you can't spend that much money on. Especially, I mean, Ralph saw I missed out on the Jordan 11 Cements a couple weeks ago, and I thought there's gonna be another, and I missed both restocks. So I ended up having to fucking buy them off I ended up having to buy them off eBay.
Yep.
Dude,
No, I mean,
fucking sweet though.
yeah, they did, and they hit it with the gum bottom. I mean, that kind of just set it off. They also have a high. I don't have it included here, but the black is actually gray, that gray suede on the dunk highs. But yeah, I fell in love with these, and they've been growing on me since I saw the mock-ups. Yeah, definitely a cop for sure. I mean,
The gum sole's nice, yeah. I like the
Yeah,
gum sole. That's a
definitely.
nod to skate shoes.
Yep, exactly.
And the lace, what do you call it? That little bling at the end there. That's a nod to their first highs.
Yeah, that's what I meant. I think Supreme finally, they put some thought into their Nike SB Dunk collab, and they just didn't put it together just to say it's a Nike SB Dunk and let's make some money. So
yeah, their first dunk, their first SB Dunk, the cement lows, still the best dunk
classic.
ever made.
Yeah, yep, I agree, 100%.
The white ones never got the whites, got the blacks, but never got the whites.
what's crazy is old Jizzy Gillespie in the chat. He's the one. He's literally worn $15,000 dunks and plumbing shoes when I first met him. I swear to God, he has them still. He has 3 or 4 pairs of dunks that if they were dead stock would be over $10,000. He had what the dunks and would go to the bars and plumb in that shit. I swear to God, he did. He can probably show him. He'll probably bring a picture out and text it to me. But I mean, he was wearing dunks and shit before they got cool during the pandemic.
I mean, I can only respect that. You know, he's definitely sneakerhead that wears his shoes, and that's what you love to see.
It's funny how it's all come back. It's funny how it came back again.
You know what's crazy is like Air Jordan 1 lows are fucking
08, right? Like 08.
They did, right? And you know what? Travis Scott is actually, you know, Travis Scott started wearing the old SB Dunks. He brought them back, and then the craze started, and then that's how we got the Pandas, and now everybody wears the Panda Dunks. So
yeah, it's wild.
Dude, you know what?
I used to work at a skate store, and so we used to
snap.
Sell through, and then like in 07, 06, you started getting, it'd sit there for a few weeks before it sold out.
Yep.
And then 08, the skate store was like, oh, fuck this. They canceled the account.
Jesus.
They used to be just money.
For sure.
You used to just go walk in a skate shop and just pick them up. I remember the Newcastle Dunks, SB Dunks. I went into a local skate shop and picked those up, $99. Easy.
Cool. Good stuff, man. Yeah, that was good stuff. Yeah, I totally missed out on that, on what Trey put up in the Discord. I was having to deal with some stuff, but all good stuff, man. Appreciate it.
Do the kids know about Ramelzi? Like the older stuff, like the backpacks and the hat, and what he did, writing his life story in the subway tunnels, all that shit.
I don't think the kids know about who. They definitely don't know who Ramelzi is. That's for sure. But that's kind of why I think, for me personally, this is my top 5. It's going to be in my top 5. We're still in April. Yeah, it's a super dope shoe, especially for hip hop heads.
Yeah, they did that sweatshirt combo, like top and bottoms, a few years ago. That was dope.
Yeah.
Dude, you know what's funny about talking about things coming back into style? Do you remember how shitty and how much the old Air Jordan 1 lows used to sit on the shelves?
They all used to sit. They used to sit, and it just took. I don't want to put it all on Travis Scott, but he's kind of the guy that just jump-started Air Jordan 1s, SB Dunks. He brought them back, and then Kylie started wearing SB Dunks, and now girls wanted to wear SB Dunks. So,
God, could you imagine wanting to fucking wear what Kylie Jenner fucking wears? Bitches made them more.
I would say the Fragment J1s were the resurgence.
Yeah.
Well, but here's what I was going with this was
Frag J1s are the ones that
the golf shoes are what's blown up. Like that's what everyone wears. The golfers are the Jordan 1 lows, and I mean they got crocodiles and they got a couple different cool colorways, but I mean they sell out every single time. And like we said, the Jordan lows used to get made fun of. I mean those are like the trainers used to be, and now like I said, they can't fucking keep in stock.
The mids, Air Jordan mids, Air Jordan mids
terrible, man.
Yeah, they were a no, but now people wear Jordan mids. I mean anything that's an Air Jordan 1 silhouette is
the mids wrong.
I remember the Hulks? You remember the Hulks during the pandemic? They blew up on the mids. I remember everyone was trying to get those fucking Hulks. The green, purple, and whites were fire there for a little bit.
I think the mids kind of became that TikTok shoe. And if something blows up on TikTok, everybody runs out and goes and buys it. But yeah, man.
J1, I don't know. I always find the tongue too big. The low. Like it don't sit.
It kind of has that skate. Kind of that skate.
No,
tongue.
It's like it's like you want to, usually as a skater we tuck our jeans behind the tongue.
Yeah.
And it's just too big. It just stands up too much, man. Yeah.
Good stuff, man.
Omar V from the top row.
For real, Omar. That's what I was gonna.
So all right, thanks, Ralph. And, good stuff.
So
moving on
together.
Who put these slides together?
With this slide,
I was waiting for the reaction.
Yo, I got another show to go to.
That's the reason Cameron didn't go see Creed 3.
Bro.
Yeah, so comic books, good stuff. Some crazy stuff this week as always. But first, want to talk about something that actually we got a comment on the last YouTube show, and so I've been kind of talking about this. Trey and I have been talking offline about it, but magazines. We were talking about the Discord. Magazines have been kind of like a big thing, or kind of like, I don't know. I think it's the next thing. We all kind of agreed it's kind of a movement away from comics and kind of moving that money over to magazines. It's a really wide net, but I think it's untapped and there's not that much knowledge about it. But we had a comment last week on our YouTube show about first appearances in like the guts of magazines. And we all know Jordan's first cover appearance is at UNC when UNC won the title back in 84, 83. I can't remember the exact year, but 84. But here, let me give me a second here. But if you see on the right hand, kind of right here on the picture there, this is supposedly Michael Jordan's first appearance in the guts of a magazine. Here, I'm gonna switch to a camera here. Give me one sec, guys. I had it prepped and now it turned off on me. Hold on. So I picked this up the other day and it actually came today.
Oh, you got yours in already?
Yeah, I got it in.
I got the fucking media mail version.
Okay, my camera's not working, so I'm gonna do this real quick. All right. So we got Sports Illustrated from, let's see, can you guys see that date?
Yeah, maybe you want to just focus on yourself or highlight yourself.
Oh yeah, my bad.
Yeah, we got the Wu-Tang Clan basically to the left. There's enough of us, so you need to give yourself some shine.
Yeah.
All right, can you guys see that? This is April 6th. April 6th, 1981. Okay. So on the cover is the great Isaiah Thomas, one of the greatest point guards of all time. And in the guts here.
Dirty little fucker.
Wait a minute.
Michael Jordan would not be happy to know his first appearance in Sports Illustrated that
right.
Isaiah is on the cover.
Oh, they have beef, right?
Big time beef. So Patrick Ewing, still pretty cool, right? So this is highlighting the McDonald's Americans from 1981. And there he is. Michael Jordan.
Who are all these people?
Wow. That's
So,
awesome.
so every year there's a McDonald's All-American team. So like this past year, LeBron's son is a McDonald's All-American. It's just basically the best high school players and going into college basketball or like, the leagues or whatever. So Jordan was a McDonald's All-American coming out of high school. So he's one of the best players in high school to come out. And in this issue is where supposedly it's his first appearance within the guts of a magazine. I bought this for like $20. It's not in the greatest shape, but I mean, it's a newsstand. Why not? Something to kind of be on the lookout for. You got to kind of deep dive and kind of research it a little bit. It's a really new market, this whole magazine market to me. But man, for $20 for his first appearance within the guts of a magazine, $20, why not, man? I don't even care if I make money off it. I'm keeping it. I don't really care. So anyway, what do you guys think?
I bought one. As soon as that got posted, I bought one. I mean, same thing like those Golf Digest with the Tiger Woods and the other things. I mean, I think with comics and everything stagnating the way they are and people kind of looking for other things to collect, first appearances magazines make a lot of sense.
Mm-hmm. And it seems untapped too. I mean, like first cover appearances are like kind of an easy one, but like the in the gut stuff is going to be pretty, I think it's going to be a good buy-in at this point right now. So, and it's, if the magazine collectors gravitate to wanting every single mention or whatever into, into magazines, these are just going to go up in value. So,
do you guys think it'll take until CGC puts that on the label, like first mention of Michael Jordan, for it to pop?
Yeah, that's
Absolutely.
a good point.
Yeah.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah.
I think it'd be cool to like hit up CGC and be like, hey, like why don't take a look at this and get that going because it'll help the hobby as well. I mean, it takes like a year to get a magazine back graded anyway, but maybe they'll put some more employees towards that. So towards grading magazines is what I mean.
Well, they raised prices, so I mean,
Yeah.
put that somewhere.
Yeah. And it's there's not that many magazine graders evidently, and they don't grade certain magazines like they won't grade a baseball digest, I believe, or not Baseball America. It's too big to grade. So, and there's plenty first appearances in Baseball America. I mean, name anybody, So, anyway,
Nice.
DC Night Terrors. What's up with this, Trey?
Like I said, this isn't too exciting, but Joshua Williamson this week on Twitter released a couple pages of DC's new, basically their saga upcoming. It involves basically a new character named Insomnia, who is going to take all the major characters in the DC universe and basically show them their worst nightmares. He posted the first 3 or 4 pages, and it showed Damian was the first one to interact with Insomnia. And showed him basically, teased him and said that his dad's not as good as guys people think he is, and just really planted a bunch of horrible things inside his head. And they showed some of the different, they're basically going to have nightmare versions of all the characters. And they released a bunch of pictures. Did somebody fall?
No.
Did somebody fall? No.
Did y'all hear that? Or am I crazy?
Yeah. I don't know it. I ain't hear shit. So, but then again, I can't click on links either.
It's Marcus's microphone. We've been begging him for a month and a half to get one.
It's not my microphone. I ain't did shit. I'm sitting here. There's nothing going on.
Anyway, like I said, I'm not too excited about any of these, sagas anymore. They've let me down. I mean, 78 points now we're talking about it. He's still getting into it, but like Sins of Sinister is absolutely one of the worst things I have ever read in my life. And I don't know if and I was super excited about it because the lead up was a year and a half or more to get to this point of all the Sinisters, and it's just been horrible. So I don't know. It's DC. They're gonna fucking let us down. But at the same point in time, some of the art looked interesting. Like the Red Hood Nightmare character, his arms were made of crowbars because obviously that's what he's most scared of because that's what killed him at one point in time. Batman has a head with a bat in it and with a gun coming out of his mouth, the same gun that Joe Chill used to kill his parents.
Yeah.
Wonder Woman, you can look them up. Like I said, they're interesting. And anything, I really like Joshua Williamson. I think he writes DC characters really, really well. So not too exciting, but I figured I would discuss it.
Cool. And Jonathan Majors, that's some pretty big news this week. I think everyone's heard about it.
Yeah, we can get off that picture finally. That's a lot of.
I had no problem. I had no
Nightwing
problem with
looking
the picture.
He had Nightwing looking down there, and I had Nightwing. Buying Nightwing covers are always a bit, yeah.
Dude, when I think of Jonathan Majors, I instantly think of that meme. The Obi-Wan Kenobi, like you were the chosen one, and he kind of had it like all there for him, and like man, it's just unraveling quick.
It's like we were all rooting for you.
Exactly. Yes.
Yeah, but it's there's a saying in I guess if you want to say the community, if you will, say the bigger you get, the faster you get there, and the bigger you get, the more targets you get on your back. So everything that you have hidden behind the scenes tends to come up and get exposed really quickly. So he started out real chill and just blew up way too fast enough for his demons to kind of catch up with him. And I think it's unfortunate, just to be honest with you. I mean, he's an amazing actor, and he was having a pretty incredible run. And Denzel said it best. Denzel tends to pull over all those guys as they are kind of like getting bigger at the moment when they're getting bigger. And Denzel will pull them over to the side and say, hey, just remember, the higher you get, new level, new devil. so to speak.
Hmm.
So, and just it's all coming out. And it's unfortunate, but it's true. I mean, you allow these women to, yeah, I'm gonna leave it right there. It's sad. It's sad, but at the same time, you do it to yourself. And I've heard someone say that you can't get caught doing what you don't do. So if he wasn't doing half the shit that they said he was doing, you can't get caught up doing shit, or you can't get caught up with those kind of accusations if you're not doing it. So
the problem with his is he's got the current accusations, and then there's people coming from his past.
Yep.
With more allegations, and then there's multiple directors from films that he worked at. I mean, he's between a rock and a hard place right now. And what's interesting about it to me is Marvel, because
they replaced his ass quick.
They haven't done it yet, but at the same point in time, have they?
Mm-hmm. I mean, they haven't announced who it is, but he's gone. Like, yeah, they.
Are they gonna continue with Kane though? Is this
continuing
coming out?
Kang. No, they're continuing with Kang. They're grabbing a different Kang, but he's out he's out. So
they need to do everyone a favor. They need to let everyone a favor and just have him die off at the end of fucking Ant-Man, because I honest to God don't know anyone who's, I don't know. I can't say I don't know anyone, but I have not heard a lot of positive discussions about the Kane character since he has been unveiled. Like, I thought he was really, I just,
He was cool in Loki. He was cool in Loki. Come on.
I'll be honest with you. It was, but then in Ant-Man, he was crying and shit.
Oh, yeah, it was ridiculous.
I haven't even watched it yet.
Yeah,
it wasn't written well.
Yeah, so here's my point. Just for the people who are saying that he ain't gone, let's go back to Iron Man, where Terrence Howard was actually Rhodey.
That's right.
And between Iron Man 1 and Iron Man 2, I think Don Cheadle came in and was the new Rhodey. Marvel will not lose no sleep and replace your ass faster than half the people change their draws on this podcast. So don't think he's there. He is gone. Marvel don't need
just
that.
ask for a raise, right?
Yeah, and he just asked for more money.
Don't
so
fuck with their money.
You think Marvel finna keep him around right now with all the shakeup that's going on, with all of DC, starting to make a comeback with Blue Beetle, and he's not at DC, because you see what DC is doing with Ezra and Flash. Like, they letting him ride, which I can't even understand that. But
same.
It is what it is. Maybe it's, never mind. I'm not gonna pull that card, but just know, you know what I'm saying? DC is letting shit go for way more, and he's getting replaced for way less. But it is what it is.
But let me ask you this: like, how many movies do they already have filmed with him in it?
I think it was just that one. They were getting ready to go all, they were getting ready to go all in with it. But
so Loki 2, the series is probably definitely no.
I don't think he's in that. I don't think he's in that.
I know
maybe a cameo, but even in that, like, it ain't hard to cut him out. Come on now, we talking about somebody that, if it's detrimental, I mean, just to be clear, like, let's make it all make sense. Let's say this wasn't Jonathan Major. Let's say it was R. Kelly. You think Marvel gonna let R. Kelly sit around there and do them last couple of episodes? Oh wait.
Dude, I need to watch Trapped in the Closet video again, because if I'm ever in a bad mood and need to laugh, I can watch that and I will laugh every fucking time.
Yeah. See, and even in the group, and even in the chat, everybody's saying, his Loki scenes are already filmed. They will cut his ass out. Stop playing. Marvel will cut his ass out. It's too much heat on him. People will not watch it because of the heat.
The U.S. Army cut him.
The U.S. Army cut him. What you think?
You're not. I don't think you're wrong, to be honest with you, Marcus. I think it's definitely coming down the pipeline, but they haven't done it yet. To be fair, they haven't done it. They haven't announced it yet.
They just put it. Well, if you're following some of the trades and some of the back end stories and some of the people that are on the lot, you know what I'm saying? They're talking. So that he's out, like, he's gone, and they're already figuring out Plan B. So.
We ain't big steppers like you. We don't know about no back ends and on the locks and all that shit. You and Vinny are the one fucking pissing.
Seriously.
You guys are snapping and shit. Like I said, we're just We're just little old guys doing.
I'm just making slides over here, man.
I mean, okay.
Now, here's the comic
really,
thing. The one thing that was really interesting this week to me, though, was the announcement about what's going to happen in Nightwing 103. One of the things about Dick Grayson since his inception as Robin was that he's never had any superpowers. Really good acrobat, high end, peak physical condition, high level gymnast, etc. Mm-hmm. But supposedly in Nightwing 103, he gets superpowers from the demon Neron. Neron, if you remember, was introduced in the Hellblazer series by Neil Gaiman. He's a 7'2" blonde-haired demon.
Oh, I remember that guy.
Yeah. Well, there's a weird custody deal where it goes on, and something's going on in hell. But anyway, Neron makes a proposal to Dick Grayson and gives him these powers in a new costume, and his powers are supposed to be online with Superman's. Now, obviously, they didn't tell too much about it. Let me see if I can. Ferg's gonna get mad at me, but see if I can fucking do a link. I'm not good at this shit.
You can just post in the private chat, and I can put up.
Hold on, we'll try the old.
Is that
share
blue
the
and
screen?
yellow costume, right?
Oh yeah, if you can share the screen, it's cool too.
I'm working on it.
Okay.
Ferg's good at this shit. I'm not good at this shit. All right, here we go.
There it is.
Is it working?
Yeah.
Yeah, that one. Yeah.
But that's his new costume, and like I said, it basically. I'll read this out loud. Nightwing 103 comes from the writer Tom Taylor, Travis Moore, and Vasco Georgiev, colors, etc., etc., etc. Anyway, Nightwing and the Titans make their way to hell after running into a deadly new villain called the Grinning Man. The Titans apprehended the Grinning Man in Nightwing 102, but after he tried to kidnap a young girl, Olivia Desmond, who is the daughter of Roland Desmond / Blockbuster. The Grinning Man told the Titans he was working for Neron, who previously made a deal with Blockbuster to collect Olivia's soul. And then, like I said, it goes on to say that basically that Neron offered Nightwing a different proposal. And then as you can see, it says, Jesus Christ, I can't scroll with this shit. You must have, basically says he's going to be strong as Superman. So is this interesting to anybody about Nightwing getting powers? Does this tickle anyone's fancy and make it want to read Nightwing?
I'm interested simply because, Dick powers. Dick has powers.
Dick has powers. He's got, and if you look at his costume, it's it's a pretty good combination of all his previous costumes.
Very androgynous. Very androgynous.
It is. The boots are a little suspect, but it is what it is.
I don't know.
Latex, he got on latex and certain things, glowing and shit.
I don't trust Tom Taylor not to fuck it up though. Tom Taylor's trying to make him fuck the other Robin, knowing him. So.
So now
for
now with Dick having powers and looking down at Jonathan Majors, it's kind of
Ferg did this shit on purpose. Ferg had
did what?
He's trying to.
What I do? Oh, totally. That's what I do, man. That's how I fuck with people, man. That's
He's
what I do.
He's sponsored by Extends. I love it.
He's sponsored by Extends. The last little comic deal is that Hickman and a bunch of writers are getting a bunch of the high-end writers are getting together for Marvel Age 1000. It's supposed to have a couple new stories about a lot of the original characters. Who knows? They might try to sneak a first appearance in. They've done that in a few other big events over the last couple years. I'm not that excited about it. Like I said, Marvel has not done anything comic book wise in the last couple years that has made me want to read. Like I said, there's a couple X-Men titles that I read. Other than that, they're just not. I mean, comics are just not in a good spot right now. I mean, I talked about it with a couple of our friends this week. 10 years ago, everyone in this group, everyone who's listening right now, everyone who's going to listen tomorrow, the days after, we're reading Batman, Walking Dead, and Saga. And now you can ask everyone, and nobody's fucking reading anything. When you're not reading Batman and you're not reading Amazing Spider-Man and books like that, the industry's hurting. And I don't know anybody outside Ultra Maximus and a few other people who are genuinely reading comic books right now. Even the high-end stuff, the Batmans and the Supermans and the stuff that have been, continually high on the Comic Con and the Overstreet charts for years and years.
So here's what I'm going to say. I said it before. I'll say it again. Sell all your comic books. Keep the keys. Sell all that junk and go buy some silver. Go buy some alternative shit. Get out of it. I mean, comics are on a slow death. If you sell all the junk you got right now, you probably can save up, buy one big key book, sit on that, let that be a thing. Because again, the keys ain't going down. Man, sell that shit. Sell it. Buy some silver. Buy some other shit. Buy some shit. Buy some of them rings that 78 points got on. Because that's what he clearly.
Oh, yeah,
that's what
that's
he
silver.
did.
Hold on, let's see.
Yeah.
Let's see it. Let's
I
see it
think
real
that's
quick.
what he did. He sold
Look
some.
at
Look at that. Look at
Is
that.
that a Doom? Oh no, I thought it was a Doom.
Dude, that would have been
Look at
badass
that.
if that was a
Yeah.
fucking Doom ring.
Those are dope.
Look at that. Now, which one of those? Now, which one of those rings turn you into Blue Beetle?
As
I
a,
mean,
as
those
a
those
kind
rings
of
are nice.
continuing off of what Marcus said, though, I will say like the keys, the known keys, they consistently, if you look at the like CGC, if you look at year over year, they do pretty much go up like as a trend. So, but there is a lot of junk out there, fly by night stuff, a lot of these Wednesday Warrior books, like just a lot of that stuff that's you buy it and it just you put it in a box and it goes down. You know what I mean? It goes up and it goes back down, and you're just like, why did I do that? So
I'm gonna just say this: gone are the days, to Vinny's point and even Trey's point. Gone are the days of running on a Wednesday to go buy a book, and you knew that you were automatically in the green if you bought that book at the store on Wednesday. You could at least get lunch money. Give it 2-3 days, you'd have made some lunch money, and or you knew that it was going to be right. Spec is dead, Jizzy. Like, or you knew that, this movie is coming, or this was happening, or whatever the case may be. All these movies are coming out. Ant-Man and the Wasp came out. Nothing went crazy with those books. I mean, it did for a split second, but then it fell off. Like, it doesn't matter right now. People are on so many other things, NFTs, silver, sports cards are making a huge comeback. Sports cards all over the place, which is why I'm depending on you guys to tell me the sports. I don't do sports. I mean, we had a conversation before, but Trey will literally, hey, Marcus, go buy this card. Vinny, buy this card. Ferg, what are you doing? Go buy this card, because I don't know sports, but it's making a huge comeback right now. Pokemon cards, I mean, shit. I mean, they are what they are. We could sit here and have a dick measuring contest about it, or you can go do the research and see that any of these cards are selling worth lots of money. Don't turn your head, Trey. You know what I'm talking about. So
No, I was just gonna say, I know you're in Houston, and I don't know if you guys heard about the big fucking deal. I mean, it was all over.
That was huge. That was huge.
I forget, was it Shining Stars?
No,
I think something Fates.
Fusion Strike.
Fusion Strike.
Okay.
That's correct. That's the one that has that's the purple, the violet box with Mewtwo on it. But apparently, a person who worked on the production line, I think he sold $20,000
$1 million worth or some shit. Yeah,
and trying to sell that to a store
in Houston.
And I still think Marcus is involved somehow. We can't
absolutely. But
that's sad to me, though, because here's the thing about it, though. I mean, those Pokemon cards aren't necessarily cheap. I mean, those ETB boxes are $50, and to think of, oh my god.
I mean, look at
you guys seen that, right?
He was selling them for dirt cheap too, right? It wasn't
but that's not the joint. You can click on that. That's the one.
That's the correct one. But I mean, those are all the inserts. I mean, those are all the VMAX art cards. Those are all the ones that adults and children are trying to get out of it. And to think that many cards were taken out of that set, it makes me. Here's the thing, though: are those inserts that made it in going to be more valuable, or is Pokemon, the company that produces Pokemon, going to go back and reproduce this set and throw a shit ton of inserts in to try to make up for it? Because there could be, and that's the other thing.
The second, man.
You think they're going to reprint
because they want to get the cards into the people's hands.
But people don't want it. I mean, at this point, people don't want it. I'm gonna tell you, this is a black eye for Pokemon, because this is like the second time that it's happened. It's bad. Although
how much more does this happen is the question, right? That's right.
But here's the thing right here, where Pokemon is taking this hit right here. Who's coming up on the back end? One Piece. These kids are consuming One Piece cards like you would not believe. If you guys are not getting,
lost a buddy to One Piece cards.
Oh, did you really? Oh dear.
He's gone.
Oh
Everything.
boy. Yeah,
shit.
I ain't. That's kind of crazy. So, I mean, I'm saying if you're not on this One Piece train, if you ain't got your eyes open on things that are moving and going, then if you're thinking that comics is where you're going to retire right now at this point, you are so wrong right now. Unless you got a Superman #1, a Batman, whatever. I mean, definitely if you can hold on to a Miles, holding on to a Deadpool, holding on to a. I'm not even saying Kamala Khan, and even that Marvel .1. If you ain't got the McNiven variant, I mean, you still making some money on the other one. But if it's not the McNiven variant, it's. I mean, it's like all of these kind of things, bro. Man, sell all that shit, man. Go buy something that's going toys. You know, toys are doing the thing, man. You know, vinyl toys are making a huge comeback. I mean, it's all of these things are where you kind of want to go right now. All comic books, they're cards are up, comics are down. I'd be jumping out of comics breakneck speed.
You make a great point. I mean, obviously with 78 with us, I mean, he's the action figure god, but Omar V, who's in the chat right now, every week he puts 3 or 4 hot fucking links of really good action figures, and a lot of times they're flippable. He's posted a bunch of different Star Wars vehicles that he thinks are going to go out of print and things like that. So
Those
check out
Amazon
this
links, those Amazon links, super clutch because you can pre-order and they come out months down the road, and just lock up your action figures. Or if you want to flip them, you can do that too.
You know, I mean, Ralph and I can attest to this a little bit, but you can use retail as a free loan if you know what you're doing. You can buy whatever you want to from Amazon, Best Buy, and Target's getting more difficult, Walmart, and all these big box stores. And if you keep your receipt, you're basically getting a free loan on a lot of this stuff. If it flips, great. You're able to cash in and make a profit. If it doesn't, keep your receipt, keep it in the shape that you got it in, and return it. It's basically a free loan. And that's what a lot of us did during the pandemic. We started learning how to flip other things. You could go to Walmart, if you catch a hot drop or whatever, buy out what you need to buy out, sit on it for a few weeks, see what it did. If it did good, sell it. If not, take it back, get your money back, and use it to invest in something else.
In most cases, they don't even charge. Amazon doesn't even charge until it ships. I think Walmart charges, and then the charges fall off, and then they charge again when they're going to ship. So, like Trey said, it's a free loan.
And if you think about
Target's
it that way,
charging is retarded though. Target keeps charging, cancel charge.
Yeah, Target's super annoying when it comes to that type of stuff. I don't like it.
Yeah, literally stop buying from Target because of just the emails.
But on the action figures and some of these other things like that, it's not a bad idea to take a flyer on a couple of these. And like I said, see what they do in the aftermarket. I mean, don't just buy everything that comes out, but some of the high-end Star Wars. I mean, Star Wars always does really well.
Yeah, Star Wars always does well, man. It's retarded.
Yeah, Star Wars, G.I. Joe, man. Oddly enough, man, Power Rangers are doing the thing now because these kids grew up on Power Rangers. So if you got some of them really rare Power Ranger joints, anything Green Ranger, Tommy's gone. So a lot of that stuff is crazy. I mean, what happened?
The last person in the world I expect to drop Green Ranger, Tommy, and shit on this podcast was fucking my homeboy Marcus. And look at him fucking throwing it out there tonight.
Well, let's be clear, man. Tommy lived in Houston.
Dude,
I mean, he was he lived in the Woodlands, and he had a dojo and everything. My son Mason was a Power Ranger fan, so I was all up on it. Yeah, that's hard. That's a hard talk.
No, I love it. I love the fact that, like I said, people don't realize how well-rounded you are in collectibles.
I mean, that's what I'm saying. And I was saying, the other day when we were talking, I was like, yo, you should see my comic book collection. If you saw my comic book collection and I'm telling you that I'm selling, come on now, that's hard. That's hard. That's hard.
I like that. I like that cover, man.
And I'm telling you, I'm saying, I guarantee you, there's probably only 2 or 3 people that can hang with me in this comic book collection on here. That's probably gonna be Vinny and Trey. I mean, Vinny and Trey.
I can't hang with Vinny.
I can't hang with Vinny. That's who I can't hang with. Vinny is who I don't want to see.
If Vinny wants to put his nuts on the table, we're all fucking hiding.
Boy, we in trouble, Jack. But yes, it is real. And Vinny is so quiet about it, but Vinny is not playing around with none of y'all on this podcast. Like when it comes to these books.
He's got the best books, the best video games, the best all shits. Vinny has it. He's got shoes. He's got it all, and he's way too quiet and nice about it.
Yeah.
I'd be talking mad shit if I were Vinny.
Oh yeah. I'd walk in the room.
Every once in a while, he's like, "Well, check this Eminem cassette I bought." You're like, "What the fuck?"
Right.
Oh, he did
At like
drop
3 in the
he
morning.
drop those screenshots. He's like, "Yeah, I just picked up these cassettes." And it's like all classic. I'm like, "What, dude?"
Dude, you need to talk about that next week if you have time.
Yeah, for sure.
Yeah.
And the thing I like about Vinny, and I'm sorry for anyone, the thing I like about Vinny is that Vinny is the type of person that he's telling you that he's doing it, and it's not cool when he's catching it right at the beginning before something takes off. Mm-hmm. So you look at Vinny, and Vinny will be like, "Yeah, man, I just bought an Eazy-E cassette, man, and it's great." Vinny, what the hell did you buy that for? You'll see.
Yeah.
It'd be stuff like that. You know what I'm saying? And then you look up 6 months from now, the damn cassette is like $5,000, and Vinny's just sitting there. Yeah, I bought it for like $56, but it is what it is.
No, so what they're referring to is I bought a Eminem sampler cassette for the Slim Shady LP. It was graded by IGS, and then I also bought what was Michael Jackson? I bought a Michael Jackson cassette as well.
You bought the bad one, right?
Bad. And that it did have like a crease, like an actual crack in the case, but I mean, it's like almost 35 years old, so it is what it is. It was a couple $100. I can't really beat that. So I grabbed those two. So I've been dabbling in cassettes, but man, some of these things are, like I said before, I'm thinking I'm gonna win something for $40-$50, and it goes for like $300, $400. I'm like, what the hell? So it's kind of interesting.
What'd you get your capital punishment for? Because that was one of the ones that really I thought was fucking cool. Big puns, capital punishment.
Yeah, that was
Bro,
cool.
that was so cheap. That was maybe $30 or $25. That was really cheap. And that just felt like, I was like, what's wrong? Why is this so cheap? There must be a problem here.
Dude, Big Pun is slept on, I think.
Yeah.
Oh, are you kidding, dude?
He's super slept on.
Yeah,
his flow was ridiculous. Yeah. For especially as fat as he was, he could barely breathe. Some of the shit he was spitting out.
Dude, Jizzy's comment here. He wants to use Justin Karate Kid. So this is kind of topic, but Sunday, me and Pickles were doing a video, or we were doing a show, and we were just fucking around. And we got booted from freaking YouTube from showing Karate Kid videos, man. It was the greatest show we'd ever done, and we got booted. Just out there. But real quick, I watched the end of Rebels last week right before Mando, and I was talking with Jizzy, Wade about it too. Man, that was like the best show Star Wars wise I've watched out of like all of them, like 100%. It had me. The last season was emotions up and down. There's like a little mystery at the end. You had every character in that show had just shit going on in their life, or in the past or whatever. And it just made me think, man, like I want everything Rebels now. Like I literally would sell all my Star Wars stuff to get into Rebels, just because of the pure like enjoyment of the show. There's an awesome villain, like Trey. You're always talking about like Miles and who's the villain in Miles. Well, there's the villain in freaking Rebels right there. Obviously, with all the stuff going on in Mando the past couple weeks, Rebels are coming. Ezra's coming. Sabine's already in the show, right?
She's in the trailer.
She's in the trailer. I mean, this is gonna bring on just like generations from the little 8-year-old kid that watched it when they were 8 to like 40-year-old me. And so I was looking at some, not comics wise. The magazines are kind of tough. We've talked I think at length about magazines, but the steel books for like the whole 1 through 4 seasons, steel books, okay, are like $100, $25 a set. And with collectibles getting more expensive and trying to find deals and stuff, I'm thinking the steel books is a good buy before things get hot again. We have kind of this lull now that Mando's over. I think, man, steelbooks are a good deal with the Rebels. I mean, $100 for all four seasons. That's not bad. I couldn't find any special editions anywhere, but I'm I don't know, man. I think it's a good buy. What do you guys think?
Yeah, I mean, I personally, I've been looking for Ezra stuff, his action figures, his
Yeah.
first action figures, all that stuff you can find super dirt cheap. I don't think we're gonna get a ton of Ezra in Ahsoka, but I just think that character he's definitely due to. I'm not gonna compare him to Luke, but the character development throughout Rebels, from season 1 to the last season for Ezra, was some of the best written stuff in Star Wars, lore. So, but the steel books I haven't looked at yet, but definitely everything Rebels, like you said, for sure, definitely is super. I'm not gonna say it's super slept on, but aside from the comics, I think everybody's focusing on the comics, first appearance, that sort of stuff. But pivoting to steelbooks, action figures, definitely good play.
I'm just saying, I wouldn't even, anything Star Wars, just like G.I. Joe, I wouldn't even mess with comic books, man. Their toys is where the value is, realistically. Toys and, like you said, like the steel books and things of that nature. Like, bro, I mean, the toys are going to be where it's at. The toys are going to be where the money is in the long run. Magazines, only because I know we've been having those conversations. So just like first appearance in magazines, or again, first appearance in the comic book, maybe, you know what I'm saying? But really more so than that, you think about the first appearance, Star Wars, the comic book, compare this to first appearance Luke Skywalker toy, Darth Vader, R2D2, the Ewoks. C3PO, R2. I can go on and on. Princess Leia, Han Solo. Those first appearance toys go for stupid money, unpunched holes, AFA graded.
Yeah, Star Wars is a weird property like that. Yeah, they're the action figures, the toys outperform any other collectible, for sure. Just in the comics. Sorry to say, there was so much fuckery with Rebels' first appearance. It was Kanan 1, and then people tried to make it another issue because they're on the cover. That was stupid shit. Even CGC changed their labels because the market started getting crazy, but that was nonsense. And so the later issue goes for more money. It's like the 181, 180 nonsense. Stupid. So the comic is tainted in that sense. I think the Rebels spec all hangs on the Ahsoka show. If the Ahsoka show does not hit, like if it doesn't get the essence of the Rebels series, Rebels is dead.
So let me ask this, 78. Let me ask this, just shooting straight. Let me ask this. What should for the person that's not in on Star Wars at all, but they're coming to OTR, they're hearing from the god of toys, 78 points. I don't have no dog in this Star Wars fight. Is it safe to say that I need to start going to buy Rebels toys now, looking for them, maybe on YouTube? Just start with the preemption, with the preemptive note of, okay, this may be about to pop, so get it now while it's like, because I don't know what these toys go for. How much does a Thrawn action figure go for right now? How much does
that one goes for 30?
There's an SDC Black Series 1 that you need to pay attention to that comes with the throne room. Here's one thing, Marcus, and I'm not meaning to cut you guys off, but I actually talked to Dinosaur Dick, Evan, and Wade about coming on either next week or the week after to discuss Star Wars spec, because I don't know Wade's actually watched all the cartoons and all the mangas and all that shit, and Evan is by far the best comic book Star Wars speculator of any of us, to be honest with you. You should see some of his submissions. He's been on top of this stuff for the last 4 or 5 years. So if like I said, we're definitely planning on doing a little bit more Star Wars themed spec stuff here in the next couple of weeks, depending on everyone's availability and time. So
nice.
I'm down for it. That's cool. For sure.
Yeah, I'm not. I enjoy my Star Wars. I watch it all. I consume it all, but I don't spec so much on it because there's just too many people in it. And my attitude towards it is, if you're specking, you got to spec on the shit that people ain't specking on nowadays. I think that's also contributes to this downfall in the market. It's just everyone was specking, so it just saturated the market. Sure. Everyone knew this is coming out or that's the hot book, so it just became pointless.
Yeah.
The issue with the action figures and Rebels is it was an animated show.
Mm-hmm.
So the figures that have been made so far kind of reflect the animated show. They do this weird kind of in between animation and real life.
Mm-hmm.
What we're going to get in the Disney Plus stuff is, live action. So they're all going to get reissued again as live action. So there's this weird thing of which one do you get? Do you get the animated version or do you get the live action version?
I didn't even think of that.
It's hit and miss. It's hit and miss. It's not consistent. Like the Thrawn figure I'm holding up, that's the latest reissue, but it has the best paint apps, like the paint apps on his face and thing like that. It's the best looking one.
Yeah,
but it's the cheapest one, so that you can get this for a couple bucks. And I open all my shit. I don't spec on toys so much. I open a lot. So it's a tricky one with the action figures, but Star Wars action figures, if it's a first release and you keep it mint, it will go up in value. It's like a blue chip stock. Like I didn't realize, but like the Bad Batch Series 1 right, from that came out last year, those are $100 figures now.
Whoa.
Wow. Those flipped well, to be honest with you. I remember last year I was out buying those and you were getting I was getting 80. I wasn't getting 100, but I was getting $65 to $80 for every one of the Bad Batches.
Yeah, now they're pushing 90 to 100, 90 plus shipping.
Whoever the guy that was the trader, whoever's the trader was, actually started going down at the end, but every one of the other ones were fucking absolutely worth. And that's the thing is during the pandemic, I didn't give a shit. I would drive to 6-7 Walmarts a day, every other day, to go see what was in there because so many things were going for crazy exorbitant money. It was worth my time and the gas, to be honest with you.
That's cool. Moving on to sports cards. A couple call-ups this week.
Couple.
Yeah. Brett Beatty is the one that I saw. Kind of keeping your eye out for that. He's a Mets. I forgot what position. I'm sorry. But
he's third baseman. Third baseman.
Third baseman. Oh, thanks for that. And then Trey, Zach Nino, first 2022 draft pick that gets called up. I thought that was pretty big.
Very, very big. Like I said, the other thing too that was interesting this weekend is Oswaldo Peraza got called back up to the Yankees. Yeah. Also, the number one rated pitcher for the Athletics. Was it Jordan? No, not Jordan Diaz. Who's the pitcher? Shit. Mason Miller. Excuse me. Mason Miller was called up as well. So for the first month of the season, to have 4 high-end prospects already called up is pretty good for the old baseball card speculation market, which is always going to do well. Like I said, there's going to be ebbs and flows in the baseball card market. That's just the way it is. But people have their favorite teams, and they always want their prospects to do good. So people are always going to buy the prospects of the teams that they like. And it's fun to do that. And that's what's going on right now. Especially like you said on the Nito, he's the first one from the last year's class to get called up. That's always a pretty big deal. He's a shortstop out of Campbell University. And like I said, the poor Angels, like I said, the fact that they're 9-10 right now, and they have the 2 best players in baseball, it's sad. It's crazy to see that they have as much talent as they have, and they continue to squander away and not able to win. But I would, if you have a few extra dollars, picking up these guys like Zach Nito and Beatty and even Oswaldo Peraza, whose cards plummeted after Volpe was, promoted over him at shortstop. Guy can still fucking rake. I don't know.
No, it's a good call. Yeah, Volpe actually, he's not doing great right now, but he's still on the team. I haven't looked at prices of a PSA 9 Sapphire, but I know they're not around the 125 that they were at the beginning of the season. So it's kind of funny too, because like Julio Rodriguez, he was the rookie of the year last year, and he's off to quote unquote slow start. So I don't know. I think the next couple of weeks you could if you do your research and you have kind of a focus on a particular player that's not doing so well right now, as the summertime heats up, those guys, the ball carries a little more. And baseball is just so different this year with the pitch clock, the bigger bases. I forgot what team is it, but I think it's Arizona leads the league in like stolen bases by like 32 bases, or like 32 above the next guy. It's crazy. So I wonder
what's that? Our boy Dominguez hit his first home run yesterday.
Oh, really?
Nice.
Is he starting to crush? He's starting to
figure out that high end AA pitching, which is a huge difference, to be honest with you,
Yeah,
and what he was at and everything else. I mean, those high end AA players, most of the time, they're the best prospects in everyone's organization. So he's getting a little bit different caliber of pitching right now, and he's starting to adjust, which was what good hitters do. So we'll see what happens. Like I said,
yeah, I have hope that he might get that call up in late summer. Depending on where the Yankees are at, because the outfield is not the best. I mean, they have Judge, but everyone else in the outfield, I mean, throw him out there.
Stanton's hurt all the time.
Exactly.
I mean, that's the thing. Stanton can rake, but he's the reason Peraza got called up is because he got hurt. So they're going to try to convert him into an outfielder. I'm like you. I'd have liked to have seen them called up Dominguez, but at the same point in time, with that New York market the way it is, he's got to be ready. Or if he goes up there and
they will destroy
and struggles. They'll fucking mentally destroy that kid.
Yeah. 78. Why don't we go? Or sorry, Trey, you want to talk about the NBA playoffs, right?
No, dude. I was just gonna say, like I said, it's pretty. I love the NBA playoffs. This is my favorite time of the year. Thunder got their ass kicked by Minnesota. Congratulations to the Timberwolves for getting the 8th seed. But we've talked about Victor Wembanyama for a few months, and here in a few weeks, the draft lottery is going to be done live during the Eastern Conference Finals, and we're going to find out exactly where Victor's going to go. Scoot Henderson, Brandon Miller, Grady Dick, all the high-end prospects this year.
Dick, yeah.
So I don't know. It's interesting too. Is like our buddy Sean. He's a big Clippers fan, and we found out today that Kawhi Leonard's going to be out of Game 3 due to a knee issue. Paul George is out due to a knee issue. So Westbrook's going to shoot 100 times tonight, to be honest with you, against the Suns. I mean,
you went off the other day, right?
Yeah, that series is tied 1-1.
Yeah. Wow.
Oh, Granny Dick. No, he's a kid. He's a white dude out of Kansas, and he fucking lit it up this year as a freshman. He's like a 6'9". I mean, honestly, it's very easy to call him a Larry Bird type, but
yeah, he's got smooth game.
He's got a very smooth game. He lit Oklahoma State up 2 times this year for 25 plus, and he made it look effortless.
Yeah, as a freshman.
The Wembanyama Prism rookie is not going to be in that Prism that just released, right?
No. Yeah. The mega boxes and things like that got hit Target and a couple of the retail stores. That's the Paulo Pencaro and the Chet Holmgren and the Jalen Williams set, which, like I said, I think that set's going to be slept on a little bit. It all depends on how much they produce. You know what I mean? And that's the thing is I can go into both of my Walmarts that are close by right now and pick up blasters of last year's Prism. And the last 5 years, that was not even possible. Prism was done. As soon as it hit the shelves, it was fucking bought, and it didn't get restocked. It was getting backdoored the whole 9 yards. So the fact that last year's Prism is still sitting, I don't know if it's as sure of a buy as it used to be completely honest with you.
Huh. That is weird. Cool. Yeah, Southpaw Brad putting out some knowledge out there. It's cool to have people like in different regions. Obviously, like I'm in the Pacific Northwest, so I know about those teams, but that's cool. I never heard of that guy before, but that's raking, dude, for sure.
The SEC based college baseball right now is pretty strong, to be honest with you. Like Brad
really
talked about on the show Sunday, I think they got 7 or 8 teams in the top 25 and like 6 in the top 10. I mean, it's insane what they're doing.
Yeah, all that money. I mean, those SEC colleges are just paying coaches to come coach the SEC in every sport. It's ridiculous. They're taking over every major sport now. So anyway, I'll shut up. 78 points, man. You got some good stuff for us. We need you. Oh, you're on mute, bro.
It's in theme with what we were just chatting about.
Okay.
Yeah, it's there. It's
okay. Let me put that up. Boom.
So there were some Star Wars reveals, and pre-orders went up this week.
Nice.
So the guy on the left, he appeared in Mando. The droids, the R5 in Mando, that kind of was the star of the last episode. It's got little doodads. He's got the extender neck thing. Yeah, those went up for pre-order. Another thing, this was on Target. This is the old school kind of style on the blister. Yeah, it's pretty cool. They've done this before, so I don't know if it's going to hit because there's just too many of these now. It's kind of flooded. But yeah, it's on Target. It's there.
I got a bunch of the Chewbacca's and Boba Fett's if you need some. The prototypes. I got a fucking bunch of them, buddy. If you need any.
I was gonna be on it like a couple weeks ago, right? But the show got canceled. So these are reveals from a few weeks ago from the Star Wars Celebration. This is the Black Series stuff, so it's the bigger size. It's not the Vintage Collection, which is the old school size. So we got a new Cad Bane. It turns out to be a 2-pack with Vanth, a new Vader, a new R2 with that extending neck thing that's new. You got the Force Ghosts, a 3-pack there. The one that people are talking about, a bit upsetting, is that Jabba the Hutt is a kind of re-release of an SDCC from years ago.
Huh.
So people are a bit upset that that's getting re-released, but I can understand it. It's been a certain amount of time, and a new old Luke. So it's a bit of reuse, slightly updated sculpts on some of the stuff, some new things. Black Series is a hard line to be collecting without getting upset. A lot of people get upset by the reuse.
Really? People get mad about that shit?
Oh yeah, man. Oh yeah. The thing that really hits with action figure collectors is, especially when engineering takes a step back. So Hasbro Star Wars was going towards double jointed limbs, like the knees and the elbows, and now they went back to single joint. So it's just like, what the fuck are you guys doing? You're going backwards. Star Wars always gets flack because they don't give you extra hands, extra heads, nothing. They give you maybe one accessory. They charge the same in price as other toys, if not more now. I know like some of the recent stuff that was hitting the shelves, pricing was inconsistent depending on where you were located, which was fucked up. Like the same big box store, like it was up to, somewhere $40, $39, $38, $35. Like everyone was like, what the fuck's going on? Like, how can they do that? So we mentioned the Bad Batch Series 1 is going for money. Now it's going to increase because Season 2, they got new colors. So they all got redone. They're all coming out again. They're kind of pretty much reuses, just with new paint apps. Yeah. Cool thing is we're getting a new chopper, but again, if you had the old chopper from Rebels, you don't really need them. Yeah. So that's the one thing. Like if you want, it's always the first edition, first release. That's the one that's gonna pop. And then some newer figures, and you got a Rebels Darth Maul over there. Not quite exact screen accurate to the animation, but close. Yeah, so people are excited about that. We haven't had that before. And then this dude on the left here with some funky cubes.
78. How do you tell if something is a first edition, first release? Is there a way to tell?
There are some websites that give you that info, but it's like, the QR code on the back.
Okay.
Usually is the thing, yeah. I don't get into that too much because it's very nitpicky,
Yeah.
I used to do that when when the prequels were coming out and they did the Power of the Force and all that stuff. That was a big thing.
Got it.
Jawas and shit like that. But there were just too many variants. It was like 12 variants of the same figure. Which one is the one that's gonna pop? Gets tricky.
Crazy.
This was fun. The bucket's coming out for Ahsoka's clone troopers, her army. That's fun. Vintage collection. We're getting a little 4-pack here. Some of those dudes. Yeah, and then one thing that I didn't highlight was Black Series is releasing a new Black Chrysanthemum. That's a better looking one than they did the first time. Now that pissed off a lot of people because the first release was basically a repainted Chewie, and then this is now a proper sculpt. So that's the kind of shit that Black Series does to you. They'll like, oh, here's the show's out, we'll give you this because we can do it quickly. Oh, but then we're actually going to give the proper one a year later. So everyone bought the first one, and they're like, "Oh fuck! Now I got to buy the accurate one now." So yeah, Black Series is a pretty cool character. He's a badass, man. They didn't do him justice in the show.
I enjoyed him and Cad Bane in Season 2, to be honest.
Oh, dude, hell yeah!
But this
that
is
Cad
probably
Bane
the
figure
one.
show was cool.
Yeah,
that Cad Bane's actually better than the previous one. The first release they did for the show, for Book of Boba Fett. This one actually I prefer. The first one they released, he had more of that armor look, which was not really into that.
This is the one that Omar V posted,
right? Yeah,
right?
this is the one Omar talked about.
The Omar, yeah. So this is probably the one, like, to hold. Right? If you can get this, you just hold it.
I loaded up on that.
Unfortunately, that fucking Razor Crest, Disney Plus did us wrong, man. They did the fucking HasLab. We're all hyped. Oh, it's Mando's ship. We all bought it, and then they fucking blow it up. You're like, what the
So,
fuck?
Is it safe to talk about the Mando finale for a second?
Yeah, go for
I've
it.
seen it. Fucking
If you
dog
guys have
shit.
not heard anything about the Mando finale, please turn us off or do whatever you need to do. But
Oh god.
were you? Has everybody seen it? Who wants to see it in this chat?
Yeah.
Before I open my mouth.
Yeah.
What did you think? What did you think? 78 points.
I was disappointed, man. For me,
Okay.
it was
I'm not
such a
crazy,
shock how it wrapped up so nicely, you know,
Yeah.
so quickly. My vibe was afterwards, after sitting on it for a couple days, was like, oh shit, Favreau's leaving.
He had
He
beef with
said,
Kathleen Kennedy, right?
Right? He's had beef. That's the rumor. This is him saying, all right, I finished it. There you go. It's a done product. I can go.
You know what? I talked to Jizzy about it,
It
and
just cut.
he made
so
he made an
quick.
interesting point. He said that he was glad that nobody died, and
Yeah.
the more I thought about it, that made sense to me.
Mhm.
But I was waiting because Favreau said that the finale was going to be, everyone was going to be happy with how how the finale was. I was expecting Luke, Mace Windu, the armorer to fucking reveal herself to be Darth Maul's girlfriend, one of the clones. But I'll be honest with you, the Moff Gideon shit sucked. I can't see him as a fucking badass. There's just zero chance. And to have him fucking basically take on Bo-Katan, and then the way that he did, it just, I don't know. Like, the Grogu stuff was kind of cool. I liked a little bit of the growth of that character. But at the same point in time, I don't know. I thought some of the scenes of the Mandalorians flying around were fucking badass. Like some of the
that was fun, right? That was fan
the
service.
visual stuff
cool.
was amazing. But as far as like the meat of the story, it felt like they rushed to the end of it to me.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, they rushed it. That's what I mean. It was like, it felt like, oh, we have another, half season of storytelling, but we're just gonna wrap it all up. And people were pissed. I know people were pissed because it's like, what was the point of this whole thing?
Yeah, I mean,
kind of
the. Go ahead. Sorry.
No. Go ahead.
Yeah, I mean, the penultimate episode was so good. I was expecting this one to outdo it. And Disney kind of did that thing again where the main characters become the side characters throughout the story, and it pretty much became about Bo-Katan, which is not a problem. I like her as a character, but it was kind of just like Mando and Grogu were bit characters, and they kind of wrapped it up where they were doing that whole Rangers of the New Republic, the show that was supposed to come out that got canceled, and that's kind of how that ended. And it was just like, well, you didn't need to tell this story, bring Lizzo, bring Jack Black, do all this other stuff to tell that. It was just a bunch of filler. I mean, yeah, it was a letdown for me.
I didn't even know that was Lizzo. I had no idea it was Lizzo.
Yeah, man, it was just like,
that was such a waste of time.
It was so forced. And here's the thing: Jack Black could have been a cool character in the Star Wars universe.
Yeah, but he was. Yeah, exactly.
But he was Jack Black. It wasn't like he was trying.
It was Jack Black. That's right.
My theory, I do have a theory. I do have a theory though that Grogu is going to be the one to raise the Darksaber again at some point in time.
Oh, we all think that, right? We all think that. So.
Okay, I'm not crazy then.
Yeah. But the thing is, there was all these weird, now I don't think it was clever storytelling. I think they actually just axed the storylines. Like, like the episode, episode 7 was called The Spies with an S.
I will say the one.
It was just one. It was just the one we already knew. That was, she was an infiltrator pretending to be part of the New Republic. We already knew that. There was no reveal.
What was the point?
So the whole time you're watching, you're like, is it the armor? Is it X? Is it this? Who's the other spy? Fucking no one's the other spy. I think a typo in a title.
The one part of the last episode I dug was the part where Grogu tries to fight the Crimson Guards or whatever, and then
you didn't like the flipping puppet? Fucking hell.
Well, then they go after him, and Mando's he has a sense of just anxiety that had me kind of the relationship between them, both of them. Other than that, the last episode was just kind of whatever.
The thing, I had a bad feeling about the season when Mando handed over the Darksaber to. I think that everyone
that was
at the
awkward,
end
right?
of the end of the first season and even the second season had this feeling that there was going to be some big moment between Bo-Katan and Din, or Bo was going to do something to try to get the Darksaber back, and he basically was like, they literally was like, here you go. I got my ass kicked. I got my ass kicked on Mandalore, but
if that was the case, if that's the lore, that was a badass scene when she slices that dude from below, right? When she slides and does that upper head. That was dope. She should have been, yeah, this is mine now, bitch.
I don't disagree.
You dropped it. It's mine now, and I fucking saved you. I own you. That would have been better.
I agree. I was, and here's the other thing, like the Mythosaur.
The Mandalorian.
I mean, what the fuck?
Yes. Why are they long playing the Mythosaur? Like they show his eye and then they show him
his eye again.
Yeah, it's like what was the point of that?
He got force tickled.
And first of all, let's be honest. That armor ain't kicking ass the way that she was in that fucking movie. Let's all, that ain't happening. She's barely, watch her walking around, and she's walking around like a 65-year-old lady, and then she's mowing people down like she's fucking Thor in the last episode. It's like, come on.
That's true. Oh man. And they didn't do the what's his name? Grogu's chainmail shit. Like,
right?
Didn't save him. Like what? Right. All right, that's for later. Shit, I don't know. It really bothered me, man. There's a lot of fan service, but it just bothered me, dude. But hey, this is probably the toy to get. It's a dope vehicle. I like it. It's the smaller scale. It's not the Black Series scale, so you can kind of store it a bit better. Yeah, I grabbed one. The other vehicle that was fucking hilarious, Toddy Mac, the Todd father, man. Look at this shit. The invisible.
Yeah. This is great.
He's like, yeah. I thought it was a joke, but he's actually giving you.
That's awesome.
It's fucking dope. Yeah. But the big news this week, for me at least, was the drop of the Shadow from Mezco Toys. They're like the boutique premium 1/12 figure company in the States, an indie company. They do the soft goods on the characters, imagine mini Hot Toys, but they're stacked with accessories, which is dope. And they're fantastic. They're probably the best company going right now for the 1/12 scale. And they did it right. Like they got the head sculpt right. Like they got the big schnoz on the Shadow. They didn't do Alec Baldwin, so it was dope. It's up for pre-order now at Mezco Toys. It may not make you money because most of the kids into toys probably don't know who the fuck the Shadow is. For me, the Shadow was introduced from that Kaluta series that happened is that the 80s? Could have been the 80s. The Denny O'Neil, Mike Kaluta graphic novel. That was dope.
Mm-hmm.
It was like an oversized book when it came out. Yeah. That's what I got.
Cool.
Nice, dude.
Good stuff, man.
Awesome. Are you excited that the Black Series are going back to the windows instead of the closed boxes?
Oh yeah, that was hilarious. That's the other thing, with the going back, how Star Wars toys are the collectible for Star Wars. Like people buy a mint in box.
Mm-hmm.
What the fuck is the point of having a mint in box toy if it's just fucking all closed up, right?
Yeah,
it's just stupid. It's just stupid. So it makes sense. I was surprised, and I didn't when they announced that Star Wars was going to do that. I was like, nah, this ain't gonna last. Like the Marvel shit or the the Legends, okay, maybe. But yeah, Star Wars, I was like, nah, they're gonna get so many people pissed off, and that's what happened. People were making videos. Yeah. I think Star Wars nerds are the most angry.
I'm listening. I'm listening to y'all.
I didn't realize that's crazy though. I didn't even think about like fans getting mad about reissues and shit like that. That's interesting to me. I never even thought about it. But that would be the kind of shit Star Wars fans would get mad about.
Well, it's the same like the comic book market,
Yeah.
Well, the recent thing that the nonsense, the Spider-Man 7 or where the Spider-Boy, hits, boom, second print. Ratio of the second print, store exclusive, waters down the market. Book's now going to be worthless. Same shit.
Yeah. Makes sense.
Yeah,
makes sense. Well, thanks, man. That was we were missing you a couple weeks ago. So yeah, good stuff, man.
78's a busy man.
He is, and he's in a different time
a
zone.
different
for God's
time
sake.
zone, man.
Yeah, this is like morning for him right
Yeah.
now.
It's 10 to 10.
Someone we don't miss ever is Marcus, but he has some NFT stuff to talk about.
Don't you leave him down here either.
I don't need all the disrespect. Calm down. Calm down. We are out here. Listen, jumping into NFT news right now. In a major move, Pharrell's BBC ice cream and Doodles are going to launch a collaborative collection. This is happening at Something in the Water, right? While you're at Something in the Water, which is his festival that he does every year, there's going to be a pop-up event at Something in the Water called Doodle Beach. Visitors will be able to enjoy free ice cream, sneak peek of new digital wearables, and an on-site Shop Doodles kiosk showcasing the exclusive Billionaire Boys Club Doodles collection. Now, let me tell you a little bit about Billionaire Boys Club for the people that don't know. It's a very popular streetwear clothing line. Pharrell does it, of course, and normally it tends to have some value with it. So, like looking at the surfboard, I think that's probably going to be a thing. The hats, I think that's just the only two things on this particular slide as far as on the website. But for all information and all things Doodles and BBC, feel free. You can go to hypemoon.com, find out more information on that. But the cool part about it is that, again, he's actually taking and running with Doodles and collaborating with Billionaire Boys Club. That's going to open up Doodles to a whole nother audience because, again, that streetwear market is kind of like, it's rabid. Like once they find something that they gravitate to, it normally takes off really strong. So don't be surprised if you walking down the street seeing somebody with a hoodie on, a BBC hoodie on, that got a doodle on it. Like, it's going to be a great way to kind of reinvigorate Doodles, which, again, I say now's the time more than ever to go ahead and jump in and buy a doodle if you have the money for it. Grab these Doodles too that's getting ready to drop. It's a thing. It's a thing. So
yeah, the floor is super low now. It's like 2.24 ETH, and this was at 7-8 ETH like not too long ago. I don't know. I think Ralph might have a different opinion, but I do think it's going to go back up. But I'm not sure. Ralph, what do you think? I think you're on mute.
Yeah, I think that it definitely has a chance to go up. The connection to Pharrell, that's huge. Pharrell has so many keys to open up so many different doors. I just think the utility has to be something that knocks it out of the park. BBC is huge. Merchandise is kind of overdone in NFTs, but if a doodle could get you into a Pharrell concert or something like that, or give you special access to some super limited drops, that would be super cool. But Doodles is a blue chip, so it definitely the potential for it to go up. So
yeah, and when I was at Art Basel, for example, like they took over a whole warehouse and built like a putt style doodle golf course. They definitely have a presence every time I go to a Web3 event. So
yeah.
I feel like it's strong.
So, Vinny, Marcus, who's benefiting? Is Doodle benefiting or BBC? Who's winning in this?
Clearly, Doodle is winning with that because BBC has been around for a very, very long time.
Yeah,
Billionaire
I
Boys
remember
Club.
Skateboard P and all that shit.
Yeah. And
so is Nigo even still part of it?
Anything Billionaire Boys Club? I don't know, but
I thought like BBC
I know that
was done through Nigo when Nigo was Bape.
No, Nigo is not part of
it. Nigo sold Bape to IT.
Yeah, that's right. I don't know if he's still part of it.
I don't think that he still may be a part of it, but
I think it's
the brand in and of itself has kind of, it's kind of doing its own thing. It's kind of spread its own legs and moving. Again, people still wear Billionaire Boys Club right now today. So whether he's around or not, it doesn't matter. Pharrell is
who here owns some BBC shit?
I do.
I had BBC. I'm not gonna lie, but this is years ago.
You skate, man.
Yeah,
Skateboard. That Zoo York skateboard P shit. That was disgusting.
The shoes I used to flip.
Right, but here's the part. But here's the part you gotta catch. 78. He ushered in black skateboarders. So with Pharrell, it's not that nobody knew.
I push back.
Listen,
Stevie Williams, baby.
Yeah, that's what I was gonna say, Stevie
Hold
Williams.
on, I'm gonna help you. This generation don't know who those people are. They got to go back and research the research.
No,
those
Stevie
people.
Williams still there. DGK.
I'm not saying he's not there. I'm telling you, they do not know who he is. Prior to Skateboard P, these kids that are now skateboarding and raging and we're not talking about true skateboarders like who skateboard and do XYZ. We're talking about they saw Pharrell in a music video talking about Skateboard P and shit. I want to skateboard now. Let me go get into this culture. He brought in a bunch of that. Don't matter how you line that up. Terry Kennedy, they didn't know who he was before Skateboard P said Terry Kennedy. I'm telling you, they didn't. If you can fight me on that, but I'm trying to tell you, go do any research. They did not know who he was. Pharrell had black kids skateboarding before everybody else. Even though they had black people skateboarding, that's what I'm saying. They had black people skateboarding. But Pharrell,
are we diving in?
No. We're diving into the deep end.
I'm gonna go to the skateboard park and I'm gonna do this.
Yeah. I know a bunch of real skateboarders, like black skateboarder people, right? Who are disgusted that Pharrell made it popular. But that's the point. He ushered in that era of people saying they wanted that skateboard culture. That's why now, if you even go to, it was just a whole thing that he did with NERD and and all of that shit. Now, that's why if you go to these festivals now, they rage. Where did all that rage shit come from? It came from the rock side, but they were skateboarding. That's why these kids. I'm telling you, it's all the domino effect.
No, I get that. My pushback is that. As a skater, Pharrell is not a skater.
No, he's not, bullshit. But he made it popular.
BBC was a cash grab as a streetwear guy back in the 90s.
Yeah.
It was a cash grab. Everyone saw it. It was bullshit. It was like the budget bait back then. You can't buy the multicolored Bape hoodie. You bought the BBC hoodie. You're a bit of a toy if you wore that shit. Then Pharrell jumps on Zoo York, and that's when Zoo York just tanks. That was the end of Zoo York when he jumped on that ad. Everyone just revolted. So I'm heavily skeptical about that shit.
But I'm gonna tell you something. It's like what you're saying. You're speaking from a real skateboard perspective.
Yeah,
right. Like you're saying.
That's why I asked that question about who's winning in this trade.
Yeah, but that's what I'm telling you. Because for a person like
I think of it, BBC is winning. BBC is getting that legitimacy. If you're saying Doodle's that legit. Because for me, BBC ain't legit.
But I'm going to tell you something. But catch this. Doodles got legit because Pharrell jumped on.
So you're saying that way. So that's okay.
Yeah.
For me, then I would be, as a guy who stays away from Pharrell's things. Like, I like his music. I appreciate his music. And I appreciate the media he creates. But when he does the streetwear and all that shit, no, man.
But here's the thing. You can say that too. But he's now, he took Virgil's place at Louis Vuitton. So I guess you're gonna stay away from Louis Vuitton too, because he's about to do that shit. But that's for people who don't do. Who do. Who
he ain't like Virgil. He can't. He doesn't know how to. He doesn't know anything about tailoring.
Who you think Virgil was getting ideas from?
I'll
wait. No, for real. I'll wait.
No, not about tailoring, man. No.
Okay. I'm just trying to tell
Pharrell
you.
knows taste. He has got good taste. That's no doubt. He knows how to.
He is a fashion icon. This is not me talking about this man. Like, really, he is a fashion icon. Oh,
I agree with that. I agree with that. In terms of getting his hands dirty.
Yeah. Like, so that's the thing. It's like all he's doing is using his influence. Mm-hmm. To put Doodles in a better place. And when I'm saying that from the standpoint, and it ain't just him now, but there are a bunch of people who jumped in on Doodles, but Pharrell started the waterfall. Correct me if I'm wrong, Vinny. Pharrell came on, and then somebody else came on. Pharrell validated it and made it. Oh, okay. Well, I need to get in this.
Cool.
So why didn't he use his name in BBC?
I mean, I wouldn't want to use my name either. If I got, I mean, why not come up with a cool name like Billionaire Boys Club? Why not?
I don't know. Good stuff. That's
I
right.
mean,
Pharrell's a
his
really
shoes.
good
I mean, his
producer.
shoes. I mean, his shoes are called what? Human made or human race or something like.
Human Made
Human
is
Made, I
Nigo's.
think, is Nigo. Yeah, he's
That's
a great
Nigo's
director.
thing after. Well, he started it while
Neo?
Vape was still going on, and then
Nigo.
he was like, "Yeah, I don't need this shit."
I think you said Neo. I was like, what?
No, Nigo.
Who is now at Nike? He's at Nike.
Yes, collaboration coming.
Yeah, and Pharrell
Yeah.
will be a part of that too, but that's okay. What is we talking about?
Tell me about this
MasterCard.
MasterCard stuff.
So MasterCard launches into Web3 music programs with a free-to-claim NFT, right? So they have this Artist Accelerator program, which provides musicians with a variety of tools to help advance their careers from AI tech to Web3 leaders as mentors, right? So I kind of dug into this a little bit. If you're an artist or whatever the case may be, you can go and get this. I think it's still free to claim right now. It's supported by Polygon. It'll ask just for your name, email, date of birth, and from there you ask to select a wallet. You can collect the pass. It's available till the end of April. Again, this is, MasterCard jumping everybody else to be a part, of the NFT movement. And, like I was telling Vinny, we were talking about this, this whole Web3 and music is getting ready to be such a thing, especially with the explosion of, these AI, characters that are blowing up and things like that. These are just things. These are all warning shots. I'm just telling y'all right now. These are all warning shots. If you can pull up on YouTube and Trey sent it to me the other day and I almost cried. It is a version of Biggie doing Shook Ones with Mobb Deep. I mean, it's actually Biggie's, the AI Biggie voice rapping Shook Ones, the first verse to Shook Ones. It's now's the time
so
to get
good.
it. Oh man, it is so good. It is
And
so
like
good.
literally, like if you would have told me that it was like a verse, if this would have came out 4 years ago and someone said that he would have recorded a verse to Shook Ones, I'd have fucking bought it hook, line, and sinker. It's that
Absolutely.
good.
Absolutely. If you never would have told me that it was, if you'd have told me, Trey, hey, Biggie, was a ghostwriter on Shook Ones, and this is the original studio version of it, I swear I'd believe it. And it's crazy because, right now, there's a whole thing that's going on, like Universal Music, is making their position clear and where they stand on generative AI training and copyrighted music, because there's a song called Heart on My Sleeve that was released by TikTok creator Ghostwriter 977. It was uploaded on April 4th. And it was an AI generated song that emulated the vocal styles of Drake and The Weeknd. It went viral with over 275,000 YouTube plays and more than 625,000 Spotify plays before it was finally removed pursuant to a takedown notice. Now the question is, can AI be treated as the author? Because who do you sue in this moment, right? Who are you trying to sue in this moment? But even bigger than that, again, warning shot. These things are the type of things that's coming where you got to get ahead of it. So when you have something like, MasterCard doing a part where you can claim the past now and it kind of introduces you into Web3, who knows the utilities that MasterCard is really finna grab to this? What if they have, you can grab tickets early to shows? What if they have, you have the MasterCard experience on the other side? By having this, NFT pass, the possibilities are limitless. So these are the things you just kind of want to jump into and figure out how you can, do that, right? Another thing that I want to bring up is if you go to Nike or swoosh.nike, I hope you had a chance. Some of you guys, if you hadn't, .swoosh is going to be Nike's foray into the NFTs, and I know they already have some things out there, but this is where you can get the .swoosh, kind of like the ENS play that was out there, a while ago, where you could have .ENS or whatever. Like I know people were making money. I know, Ralph, people were making money with the .ENS, right? Like I think some of that stuff was selling for selling for like, hundreds of thousands of dollars if you had a
Oh yeah.
particular name. So dot swoosh is, Nike's version of .ens. So Ralph had hit me earlier and early in the beginning, and he was like, hey man, you need to go ahead and get you a dot swoosh. I got one. Mine is called Sucker Punch dot swoosh, right? But this poster was airdropped to me. Ferd, if you want to, send that to them too. So
let me get
it was it was this poster was airdropped to me, and it's 4 different posters that you could pick that got airdropped to people. And if you got this airdrop that Ferd is going to pull up of a poster, you have access to grab the early digital version of the Air Force One that's getting ready to go live. I guess it's in a couple of weeks. So you can just click on the explore the posters and you
okay.
See it. I think that might be
Sorry,
fast.
I can't get it on for some reason.
No, that's no worries on that. So if you have these posters, if you have any of these posters, but you had to have a dot swoosh account, then you are able to get early access to. I'm sorry, you're able to get early access to the Air Force Ones, and that's going to be a thing. So scroll down for so you can see it.
Yeah.
This is their digital footprint that they're laying, onto the deal, right? You keep going further.
Okay.
I think it'll take you to that.
Okay. I got you.
Poster,
Okay.
right?
I got you.
So you click on each one, and the one I got was Epic Soul. That's the one I got. I think you click on it, it may go bigger for you.
Shoot.
But
I had those Air Force Ones, old school Pythons.
Yeah. It's not going.
Well, it doesn't matter. So but just so you guys can see,
that's cool.
1 of 4 posters was airdropped to, I think 1 in every 3 people got it, got access to this dot swoosh in the poster. So again, all these major brands are kind of jumping in and starting to do a thing. I'm just here to, present the information to you on things you need to be looking out for, ways you possibly need to move. There's also one, Vinny has a Murakami flower, which comes from Takashi Murakami. They're getting, Vinny, and correct me if I'm wrong on this, y'all are getting access to an Air Force One as well, right? It's a digital one that you can turn in for a physical one. And there's one that's being made. It's only 999 of them. And
I didn't even know that.
Yeah, and they're already getting bids on those for like $9,000.
Yeah, I think the floor was like 7 ETH, 6 ETH,
Yeah.
something like that on the Murakami one.
Yeah, on the Murakami one.
For the NFT or for the real shoe?
It's for the
real
NFT.
shoe. It's for the NFT, but then you trade it in for the real shoe.
Yeah,
I thought that was. I thought this was with the Clone X's. I don't know if you get it with the Murakami flowers.
You don't get it with the flower, but you have to have the flower and the Clone X in order to get to be in business.
But don't they cost? They cost $9,000, right?
Yeah, the NFT to get the Murakami shoe is like around $7,000, something like that.
Like if you have both things. Like if you qualify to get it,
if you qualify to get it,
for it. Out of here. That shit's crazy.
God damn.
I found this link for you guys.
That should be like $100. Come on, what is this?
Yeah,
that's like what Target does with cards right now, where they price up their blasters to $35. Come on, there's no meat on the bone. It's insane.
Think about it though, 999 pairs, Takashi Murakami actual shoe that looks like Takashi Murakami shoe. It has the flower and all that shit around it.
I think the shoe actually looks pretty decent compared to the other Air Forces that Artifact is doing, but yeah, the point of entry is pretty steep.
I'm just saying, like, I'm a Murakami fan, but he makes a lot of stuff. A lot of stuff. You know what I mean?
He does, man.
I've been to conventions where there are Murakami shoes, and I didn't see anybody buy them. You know what I mean? I'm not saying these don't look good, but man, that's a really high point of entry. I don't know. Yeah. I'm not digging it.
We're just here to spit out the information for you guys. Now, yeah, absolutely. Yeah. So Trump, the gift that keeps on giving, he recently just dropped his second NFT. and it sold 4.5 million worth of Trump trading digital NFT. Trump made, should I say, 4.5 million on these cards that just dropped. Sold out, of course. And what's the deal with him? It's like something about he made 47,000 of them because he's planning on becoming the 47th president or something like that again.
Yep.
Yeah. So it's like, again, I'm not here to tell you not to buy them or don't get them or get them. All I do know is that, man, Trump cards make money. So, do what you do.
Yeah, I thought the play was to initially to buy him, and if during his campaign, once that starts going, that'd probably be the perfect opportunity to flip him, because I think they will eventually pump, even though there's 47,000, especially if you have a rare. So.
Mm-hmm.
Man, yeah.
And it was
I don't know. I tried to go on this site for like 30 minutes to buy one, and it was impossible. I tried credit card. I tried logging in with my MetaMask.
I tried too.
You couldn't even get in. Yeah, you couldn't even get in. I remember that.
You guys were talking about this. If you purchased 47 tokens, you'd be eligible for dinner with Trump at Mar-a-Lago.
So he wants you to spend $4,700.
Yeah.
To have dinner with him.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Now think about that. And somebody probably did it.
Oh,
that's why we don't see Trey now. Trey is on his way to go have dinner with you. Trey's my guy. He's going to go have dinner with Trump. You know what I'm saying? So, again, go get him. I mean, you know what I'm saying? I'm all about, making money again. It is what it is.
Marcus, you're kind of the MasterCard collaboration had me kind of thinking, because in my experience, MasterCard, like, they're the leader in technology, in my opinion, when it comes to card processing out of all the carriers. And so if they're jumping on this, and we're in a quote unquote recession, guys. So companies that are investing in this NFT stuff, they're not going to do it. Their expenditures are like a lot smaller because of the recession or whatever. So the fact that they're putting money into this and hiring people, great companies do stuff when the economy is bad, right? So that's kind of another tell. If you're still having questions about NFTs and like, whatever, blah blah blah, man, it's better get on it, man. I mean, I'm
gonna tell you something, Ferd, and this is real. This is for everybody that's watching and tuned in right now. At the end of the day, nobody can tell you anything, but don't be that person that is complaining when it passes you up as everything else. There's two types of people in the world. You're either going to sit on the sidelines and watch it happen, or you're going to get in the game. I don't know how many more pieces of proof you need or proof of product that you need to see that hey, now's the time. Find the safe things that you want to get into. Find the safe things. This MasterCard shit is free. It costs you nothing but your name, email address. Find the safe shit that you want to get into, man. Dive in, learn more about the shit. I mean, even with, this week, just to be honest, and another conversation that we are having, Ralph had put us on to these meme coins that are taking off right now. And this one that he has in his deal is Pepe.
Yeah,
Ralph jumped in. It's the Pepe frog. Everybody has seen it. The little frog with the big lips, and he looks sad and all this other stuff. That's it.
Yeah, it was a no-brainer, man. I mean, if you're in crypto, or even this is like back to 4chan, the meme is like you can't fade the frog. I saw it and I was like, yeah, I'm gonna be a retard and buy it because it's Pepe.
And just to make this all make sense, there's a guy that me and Vinny know that literally just put it when we're part of this alpha group, and this group in the alpha group is just a bunch of people who all sit around and talk about crypto and what you should jump into, and early, grab this now before it blows up, and and all this other stuff, right? So there was a guy in the chat that said, "Hey, y'all want to make some money?" It's like, yeah, sure, whatever. He's like, hey, get Pepe right now. Pepe just came online, grab Pepe. Now, me and Vinny, and I'm speaking for Vinny because Vinny looks sleepy. But me and Vinny, me and Vinny were very naive on the meme coin stuff. Now NFTs, I got you. I can tell you all day up and down what to get, what not to get, why to get it, all this other stuff. Meme coins, not so much. I mean, we know about them, Shiba, Doge, all that stuff, but I just don't play in that. I just don't play in that in on that playground, should I say? So yeah. I called Ralph. I said, Ralph, so bro, like, how do you do this, right? And he was like, well, you do it like this and this. And I said, well, Ralph, so have you won on this? He was like, well, let me say this. I put in this and I got this. And I said, damn it, point me to it, because I got to figure it out. Now, I'm going to say all that to say this. I'm not going to say how much Ralph made, but let me say I know a guy, because they talk about it. There's a guy that literally put in $200 when it first, like, he caught it right when it went live, right? There's no other way to know that he did it except because you can follow all this on the blockchain. That's the cool part about the blockchain. You can literally look back at all the transactions. You know what I'm saying? Who did what, where, all that other good jazz. There's a guy who put in $200, and when Pepe blew up like it did right now, it's not even 1 cent yet, y'all. It's like a cent of a cent of a cent of a cent of a cent. And he put in $200 at the very beginning. He is now, and this is no bullshit, he is sitting on $290,000 by investing in Pepe, right at the beginning. There's another guy who put in $100. He's sitting on $45,000. There's another guy that me and Vinny know right now. He was just in our group chat. He just put in $10,000 cash.
Jesus.
He just put down $10,000 cash in Pepe. There's another guy that Ralph just was telling me about, because again, you can all look on the blockchain. There's a guy that just put in $500,000 in Pepe. Yeah, Pepe is starting to show up on all the trades where now you can trade Pepe, swap Pepe, all that stuff. But before it can do all that, it's kind of like that's the dice roll area. That's where you make the money. Is when it's like, hey, you may lose your money on this. It may be a wallet drain. It may be a honeypot. You don't know what's going on, but hey, you want to put your money there, because when you do it, they put up a sign. Hey, we don't know shit about this. That's what they basically tell you. Translation. Before you put your money in, it's a big ass yellow window. Hey, we don't know shit about this coin. So you put your money in, you might lose it. Mm-hmm.
This is new for me, because I haven't really jumped in on anything that you can't buy off of an exchange, and usually all those sketchy coins end up on KuCoin at some point in time, and that's where I usually get those. But this involves you going to Uniswap and kind of like putting in the contract address for it in order to get it. So it's not like just there on the exchange. It's not easy. So I've never really jumped in on any of that stuff. I did, I put in a little bit on this just to see, but man, I'm not going crazy.
And I'm gonna tell you, because I have no problem sharing this with you. I put in a few hundred, and when I say a few, I mean a few. It ain't a lot. Just to say, hey, screw it. I spent $200 at a strip club. I can spend $200 and lose it if it doesn't make no money. I'm already up more than what I did when I put it in. You know what I'm saying? If that makes any sense. So I'm saying, I'm not telling y'all stuff that we're not doing neither. Like this, like the coin stuff is new. We just jumped out there. I called Ralph, stayed on the phone with him for about 35 minutes. Hey, bro, talk me through this. I don't know how to do it. Oh, yeah, man, sure. Ralph is nature Ned. Oh, yeah, man, sure. No problem, man. It's cool, man. You want to get up and,
get a website. Do I really
Is that his voice? Is that what he sounds like?
Yeah. That's what he sounds like. You know what I'm saying? Like
a little bit deeper, bro.
Yeah, no, not really.
No. He gets higher when he talks to Marcus.
Yeah. It's like, hey, man, how you doing, man? Because first of all, he doesn't answer the phone because if he don't have your number locked in, you call him, he's not going to answer. So he call you back like you a bill collector. You know how you don't answer numbers that you don't know. So then you text and say, hey, bro, call me. And then he called me, hey, man, how you doing? I was like, bro, I'm not a bill collector, bro. You can answer the phone. So, but anyway, long short, these are the times. This is where people make a lot of money. right now.
Yes.
Now, I'm not telling you to just jump in NFA, DYOR, not financial advice. Do your own research. This is where a lot. There it is. See, you just said it. Do not take what I'm saying as law. All I'm telling you to do is do your research. You see something and it makes sense, you might want to look into it. That's it. You know what I'm saying? That's it. I'm not gonna say no more. It's money. It's money being made. People are making money, hundreds of thousands of dollars right now from investing like $100, $200, and it's coming back crazy. You know, that's why that's half the thing with these meme coins, and that's another reason why all this shit is decentralized, and that's what they're talking about. A decentralized market. That's what the banks don't want. That's it's all of that. It's for this reason, because shit like this happens. Or this is one of the things just to make it all make sense.
Yeah, just one real quick, just to follow up on what Marcus says. Like with NFTs and crypto, you really only need one win to kind of set you up.
Yeah.
Not for life, but for a good amount of time. You just need that one win, and if you're constantly participating, this is how you kind of get in on these things.
Yeah,
dude, I know guys that would leave their wife and children if they made $200,000 on an NFT.
And I'm talking about, no, this ain't even an NFT. This is like you're just saying you're investing in the coin, like Bitcoin.
Yeah, crypto. Yep.
That's you're investing in the money of it, like
it's
crypto.
So
altcoin,
yeah.
But imagine,
Doge really started like this.
Yep.
People were buying it for a fraction of a cent, and then it went all the way up to 50 cents. And
Bitcoin started like this.
Yeah, of course.
You know what I'm saying?
Shiba Inu.
Shiba, all of them.
All of them. Yeah.
You know what I'm saying? So it's like, this is how it happens. And see, the thing is this, I'd rather tell you now, and then when it really takes off and it makes your major local news at home, then you'd be like, hey man, they were just talking about that maybe like a few months ago. But see, by then, when you see it on your local news at home, it's too late.
It's over. Yeah.
It's over. Like, we've already made the money and moved on to the next thing, and now you finna go try to put your life savings into it. Don't do that. Don't do that. It's too late at this point. We caught it when it was at a cent of a cent of a cent of a cent. Just to be clear, I could have got Bitcoin when it was 6 cents. 6 cents. Think about where it is right now. Could have got Bitcoin at 6 cents. There was somebody that bought it when it was at a cent of a cent of a cent of a cent. And those people are millionaires right now.
Unless they used it to buy a pizza. Which
what's the guy that bought that bought a pizza with like 10 Bitcoin? That's like the most expensive pizza ever in the history of pizza.
I think whatever it was like it would have been the equivalent of like $30 million or something like that. Like something insane.
Crazy.
I would hate that. I'd hate to be that guy. Obviously.
Yeah.
Ralph, what's up with these vinyls, man?
Vinyls, so big weekend in vinyls, Record Store Day 2023. So I think now with record companies, and Vinny and Marcus, you guys could probably agree with me here, they're kind of up on vinyl and they press these things to Kingdom Come. So I think this year's vinyl Record Store Day, there might be some good personals. The only real thing I've been eyeing that is for a possible flip is the Taylor Swift record, because anything that Taylor Swift is a part of is a good flip. But some of the highlights for me personally was there's an exclusive vinyl of ODB, Return to the 36 Chambers. Yeah, that's releasing, and there's a Slum Village vinyl, the Trinity album. So those are kind of the major highlights for me. As far as what record stores are going to be selling these variants, there is a website, I can drop it in the Discord, that you basically just type in your zip code and it gives you the closest record store to buy these records at. But I'm not sure, Trey, if you saw anything that was kind of catching your eye for Record Store Day.
I didn't know that there was a fucking ODB version. That definitely interests me. The problem, like I said, is every year I always get up early in the morning and I try to hit the links that are posted. I mean, I've hit some decent ones, but I have never hit the Taylor Swift ones. Like you said, you get a Taylor Swift album, you're making 200-300% profit minimum easy. Every single time. The Lana Del Rey albums, like you had up there, always do fucking good for whatever reason. Mac Miller stuff does good. I remember I think it was 3 years ago, I got that Biggie box set that had every single album he ever did, which is fucking really, really cool. I mean, it's funny how that record store day, a lot of people don't know about it, but as you've been saying for 5-6 months to people, that is your best flip right now. If you're in it for a quick flip to try to make money, the autograph vinyls, the limited vinyls, the record store day, the Coachella Frank Oceans, shit like that, those are the ones that absolutely blow up and you're able to make a really nice profit on if you're paying attention.
Yeah, and I think it's always like 2 weeks before Free Comic Book Day. It's always like right around the same time. But something else to note is typically they also have exclusive cassettes as well. So just something to
that's cool.
keep note of. Yeah.
Can I grab something right quick, because Jizzy is saying, Marcus, please explain how NFTs will survive a currency change that will begin in July. You keep saying decentralized, but it won't be with a digital currency that will smash $1. Let me say this, and we can move on. With NFTs and cryptocurrency and stuff like that, when the dollar goes to nothing, right? What are you going to have? Because it will, you know what I'm saying? Because it's paper, right? So when the dollar goes to nothing, what are you going to have? Right now, you're going to have to figure out what the other countries are doing, because they're jumping into crypto and they're having digital currency, and they're also coming together and creating a unified, dollar, whatever, unified currency, whatever the case may be. So I'm not worried about the currency change that happens in July. What I'm doing is preparing myself. That's why I'm telling you, even buy silver, trade out your comics, because you ain't gonna be able to eat when the currency change happen. You ain't gonna be able to flip that Spider-Man 1 whatever and go get a sandwich at Burger King. It's not gonna happen. So you're gonna have to figure it out. So, and another thing too, you got to look at what the government is doing, because the one thing about the U.S. government, they're going to follow when it becomes painstakingly clear what everybody else is doing. Be clear. They will follow it and get this NFT shit and crypto shit to start moving. Don't be fooled by what you think you're hearing and seeing. It's gonna happen. So it's like, don't just think that, oh, how's this going to survive this? It's already surviving with them already trying to crack down on it. So it's like, you just got to keep your eyes and ears open, Jizzy. And that's the best that I can tell you. Or keep your dollars. And I'll make sure I buy you a Whataburger when I see you.
Never had Whataburger. Is it really that good?
You never had Whataburger?
No,
I haven't either.
Fuck, you guys will fucking all that shit y'all eat in California.
Yeah.
Y'all throw that shit away for a Whataburger.
Y'all be on that In-N-Out shit. A Whataburger like this. That's
Whataburger. The Whataburger's own ketchup.
Do you guys have animal style fries?
Oh, dude.
Animal style burger.
I mean,
you don't need them. Whataburger fries come from heaven. They're cut from heaven.
I will say this: I do like an In-N-Out. Their bun is different. I love their bun.
Yep.
I know that's random to say, but you could have an In-N-Out bun with a Whataburger patty. Shit.
Where does Five Guys fit in that?
The fries, you get the Five Guys.
Five Guys.
Five Guys legit.
Man,
the fries are legit.
Get the rings off your hand, man. Whataburger, man.
There ain't that much. There ain't that much to choose from in Fayetteville.
Yeah.
Understandable. But what I'm saying is, bro, if y'all have not had a Whataburger, you should pull it up and just show the people what a Whataburger is.
I keep hearing about it.
It's one word, Whataburger. Just pull
I'm
it
not
up.
gonna lie to y'all. I haven't ever really that much heard of it. I hear about In-N-Out all the time. So Whataburger is not even on my list at all.
Yeah, you can kiss my ass too, Vinny. Whataburger. Like, look, brother, look at that.
Look at that logo. The logo even sucks.
Bro, that is a logo from 1950. That is a logo from 1950 something. That you will listen. You want to have?
I mean, one day I'm gonna visit you guys, and I want all of it, man.
Whataburger. And see, if you're from Texas, you say Whataburger, like water, like Whataburger. But most people say Whataburger, like, oh man, let's go to Whataburger. Like,
I'm down, man.
Whataburger.
I'm down for it.
Yeah, you need a Whataburger. This good shit. Go ahead, Vinny. Carry on.
I'm also down with Vinny's vids. Vinny, let's do it.
Nice. Okay, so today I've mentioned this to Trey before. I'm talking about a game called Doki Doki Panic. The full name of it is Yume Kojo Doki Doki Panic. It was released for the Famicom Disk System. A little bit about the game. The translated name of it means Dream Factory Heart Pounding Panic. It was developed by Nintendo in conjunction with Fuji Television in Japan. The same company that made, I don't know if you all remember from a few episodes ago, I was talking about different variants of Super Mario Brothers in Japan, and there was a special radio station version that they made called All Nippon Super Mario Brothers. So Fuji was the company that made that version of it. This game was created to promote essentially like a event or convention in 1987 to advertise the fall lineup of the shows coming out for Fuji TV. And it used all their official mascots as the main characters. It was also of note. It was also designed by the team that was led by Shigeru Miyamoto, who did Mario, Super Mario Brothers, Zelda, Donkey Kong, Star Fox, Pikmin. Now, why is this game important? The reason it's important is because if anybody, when you were growing up, if you played Super Mario Brothers 2, it was drastically different from Super Mario Brothers 1. The reason it was so much different is because the original release of Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan was insanely difficult, and it was too similar to the original game. It was basically, if you guys have seen Super Mario Brothers Lost Levels, it's basically the same game as Super Mario Brothers 1. It's just really hard. That was Super Mario Brothers 2 in Japan. Now, because of that, Nintendo of America saw that game, and they were like, "This is too difficult. This is not really original enough. We don't like it." So Nintendo in Japan had to come up with a game very quickly. So they reskinned this game, Doki Doki Panic, and they swapped out those mascot characters from Fuji TV, and they changed them to Toad, Princess, Luigi, and Mario, and just literally just plopped them into this world. And this was Super Mario Brothers 2 in the United States. So I love this because I think this is like a really cool piece of history. And I think everybody kind of thought that, growing up, after you finished playing Super Mario Brothers, the original, for the longest time, and then you went to go buy the second one, you're like, what the heck is this? This is so much different from the original,
man.
Right?
It sucks so hard, man.
Yeah.
So they basically most of the other game characters in the original game, Doki Doki Panic, were not changed. What's interesting is this game actually had a lot of influence on the future of the Mario franchise. For example, like the characters plucking turnips out of the ground, and Peach.
The Shy Guys?
Yeah, exactly. The Shy Guys.
Shy Guys are from here, yeah.
Yep,
That's
exactly.
hilarious.
Peach hovering over with her like skirt, these are all staples of Super Mario Brothers. So I love this game. This is a sealed copy of it. Of course, I've told you all before, the Famicom disc versions of games, that sticker on the back, if you peel it off, and it's tamper proof, or I guess it's tamper evident, unless the sticker completely loses adhesive. But if you try to pull it off, it'll say void all over it, and that's how you know that it's been opened. So if you can find a copy, I've been talking about this for a while. I talked about it a couple times on this show and before when we were on Brian's channel, but I love this game. I think when video games get past this phase of nostalgia that it's in currently, where people are just trying to buy their childhood, and when people start really digging into the history of video games more, I think games like this are going to be extremely significant. I've only seen, I watched this game on Yahoo Auctions Japan. I looked for it for seriously about a year and a half, maybe 2 years. And I only saw maybe 8 or 9 copies pop up the whole time I was looking. eBay does have a few copies. I think maybe they have 1 copy right now, but I've seen a few over the last.
Yeah, it's for $980.
Yeah, let's go to the next slide.
Right.
Okay, so just this is a little bit more, kind of comparing what the characters look like in the Super Mario Brothers 2 that we know and the original characters that were in Doki Doki Panic. It's really not that much different, you know.
When you sent me these, sorry to interrupt you, I was wondering what the heck, and like what they were, and then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'll figure out. That's cool, man.
Yeah.
That's
so they
crazy.
just changed the characters.
Yeah.
Reskinning, yeah.
Yeah.
Just a comment on the title of this. Doki Doki is the sound effect for your heart palpitation and your heartbeat.
Oh, wow.
Because Doki Doki panic is panic. So it's, boom, 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 panic.
That's awesome.
Bro, 78 coming with the alpha. I had no freaking idea, but that makes so much fucking sense. Doki Doki, Doki Doki. Yeah.
So you'll see it in animes and shit. They go Doki Doki, Doki Doki.
Oh,
that's
I think
awesome.
I have seen that. That's awesome, dude.
Yeah. That's super cool. Cool. We can go to the next slide. So I just wanted to show
this game sucked, man.
It so did.
It's
really,
so
I
that shit where you have to jump on that fucking egg.
Yeah.
Throw it back. Fuck that.
I love this game. I love it. There was like I think this part of it, there was like another world you could go to from here.
Yeah,
it was like a little.
Is that two? Is that Super Mario Brothers 2?
Well, this is Doki Doki
in
Panic.
the in the international.
Oh, okay.
Yeah. So one more. Go one more. First.
Sure.
Okay. So this was Super Mario Brothers 2, which is Lost Levels in the United States. This was the actual version that was released in Japan. So if anybody's looking for the original Super Mario Brothers 2, what was branded that, this is the copy. So you can find these are a little bit more easy to find. You can find them on eBay.
And you can also get the Famicom cartridge.
Yes, there is a Famicom. So I'm getting to that in just a second.
Okay.
So
Vinny's got 8, so that's cool.
Yeah. So so this is the Famicom version of the Super Mario Brothers 2 that was released in the United States. They then re-released it in Japan. So if anybody wants to know the dates, Doki Doki Panic was released July 10th, 1987. Super Mario Brothers 2 was released like September, October 1988. And then this Super Mario Brothers USA was then, essentially this reskin version was released in Japan September 14th, 1992. So that's kind of the
So that would have been after Mario 3 if it's 92?
Yeah, I believe so.
Yeah.
Yep. So here we go, right? So Doki Doki Panic, $900 on eBay, like Marcus said. Super Mario 2 sold October 29th, 2021, a sealed copy. This was a first production in the United States for $324,000. Now, these are high prices. With the history, I really don't understand the disconnect at all. So again, I think it's coming, and I strongly believe it will. So I think if you can get your hands on some of the early versions of these games, and it's actually like a pretty cool history as well. So it's a cool story of how it all happened. So that's the type of stuff I chase. Like I jumped into video games. I've said this before. I jumped into video games. I'm not going for stuff like this. This doesn't make any sense to me. So what can I get that's affordable? That's the type of stuff I'm going for.
Oh, sorry.
So, anyways, so that's kind of that. Also, what's happening tonight and tomorrow is the Heritage Signature Auction for video games. So I wanted to go through a few of the results of. This was all happening real time, and I hit Ferd tonight, and I was like, "Hey, man, I got to send you the slides for this like a little bit later, maybe like right before the show, because I don't think I'll have everything in time." So as it was happening, I was taking screenshots to send to him. So we can go through them pretty quickly. But John Madden Football went for $6,000. PC, these are PC games, and this is something again. That I think is going to start rising pretty soon. So there's Halo. Go back 1 second. Halo went for 2640. That actually came out after the Xbox version, but I mean, these were 40 or $50 last year on eBay all day long.
Jesus.
Yeah. Resident Evil for the PC, $2,880. Now, this is something we talked about on this podcast for the collector's edition of World of Warcraft. Look at this, $21,600 tonight. I think we saw a sale for, what was it, $800 on eBay or something?
It was under $1,000, man. Yeah.
Yeah. This is crazy.
Yeah.
So, some of the black box games.
Duck Hunt?
Yeah, Duck Hunt. 120,000. Again, these black box games are difficult, man. They're difficult to get high grades. Just difficult to put together even a complete box, a complete box on these things. So,
Vinny, real quick. So, like, obviously, CGC is like, the gold standard when it comes to grading comics and magazines. What's the company? And I know you've said this before, but where do you is WATA like the number one to get your games graded?
WATA was the number one. I mean, I think there's a lot of enthusiasm around CGC, and as you'll see as we go through these auction results, there's a lot of CGC games popping up. So I think they have a good chance of getting right on their level, like no problem at all. I don't think people are really looking at it too much differently. Gyromite 9.6, 27,600. I think that this was the game with the with Rob the robot.
Yeah, I was gonna say you have to have the robot with that one, right?
Yeah. So now this is interesting. A first production Zelda 9.2 complete in box went for almost $17,000. And this Ralph and I were talking before the show because he's trying to Frankenstein a Zelda game, but this is an extremely high result for this game. So something that me and Trey have been even mentioning lately is, hey, this market is probably going to go to CIBs as the sealed stuff gets scarcer and scarcer. As people, buy it and put in their collections, I think CIB is the way to go. Yeah. So you can go to the next one first. Yeah. So I don't know if anybody's heard of this game. It's just a cartridge, stadium events. It's just heralded as this like extremely rare game, even to find just as a cartridge. Mm-hmm. So as you can see here, a 7.5 graded loose cartridge went for $19,200. This has been like one of the holy grails of video game collecting. I think people who've been collecting for years and years, this is just one of those games that they were looking for. This and Little Samson and a few other games like that. I personally hasn't been on my list, but it goes for crazy money if you ever happen to find one in the wild.
God, could you imagine walking on seeing that? Fucking no one is worth $20,000 graded.
Yeah, just the cartridge.
Yep. So I put some of the results that I just thought were interesting for CIBs. A 7.0, because remember we were talking about this low grade CIB or like mid grade CIBs. This is a first production Super Mario Brothers CIB, almost going for $20,000.
See, now I don't feel so bad. I'm gonna send in my Star Fox.
Yeah,
because that CIB stuff is going up in price now. So
yep.
Star Fox was an important game. So I'm like, yeah, let's do it.
Legit. Yeah.
Now this is a mid-production Super Mario Brothers going for $96,000.
Jesus Christ.
Yeah. 8.0 too.
They're buying these.
I like how you sent me these and I'm reacting the way I am. Like I'm surprised. Like I should have read these.
Now look at this. A 9.4 CIB, not even a first production, mid-production, going for $22,800. I'm blown away. I don't know if I gotta look and see what it was, but I found a CIB at this bookshop that also sells comics in Atlanta, and I submitted it for grading. So I got to check to see what production it is. But I mean, these prices are insane now for this. Okay, so now Doki Doki Panic, right? This is kind of the fall from grace, I think, right? Like a first production, I think it was a 9.8 A+ sealed. That's the one that went for 324,000. This is a 9.6 A plus sealed 2 years later, going for 31,200. That's a pretty big drop off. Even though it's not the same grade, it's pretty close. Pretty close.
That CGC looks so clean with that blue. I mean, it helps out with the Super Mario Bros. Cover, but it looks cleaner than the Wada in my honest opinion. But
I love it. I love the case. I love the case.
CGC don't fuck around either. When you submit them, you get your shit back fast when it comes to CGC.
Yeah,
bro, you get it like in the same week or 2 weeks.
Wow,
that's how I'm sending Star Fox. I'm sending it CGC.
CGC, cool.
Yeah, and I don't think the price drop was because of it being, the original game selling at WADA and this one being CGC. I actually think it has nothing to do with that. I think it has more to do with video games rising like they did, crashing, and now coming back up. I think that's really what it has a lot to do with. I don't think it has anything to do with the grading company. CGC is actually getting a lot of respect right now. Super Mario Brothers 3. This was a left bros. I pointed this out in the past, but the bros at the bottom, under Super Mario is on the left side. That was actually a misprint. So the first run of games came out like that. It's supposed to be under the IO. So if you ever see a Super Mario Brothers like that, that's an error that it's probably a good idea to pick up. Even if you just see a loose cartridge for a reasonable price, I'd go ahead and pick it up. The CIB of this went for 3,480.
Damn.
Dude.
Now this is insane. Look at this. Nintendo Power newsstand 9.8, 108,000 tonight.
The fuck,
What?
I was shocked. I was shocked when this was at 25,000 earlier tonight.
Oh my god! How many of us had this? Right, read it to fucking shreds.
So is it? Vinny? Do you think it's like
Legit.
a rising tides? Lift all ships for magazines, or is it just like a one-off because it's like Nintendo Power Newsstand 9.8?
Well, I think magazines are definitely on the come up, but the video game guys are aggressively going after these nostalgic magazines, and they're also going aggressively after the comic books. So those Super Mario Brothers and the Resident Evil comic books and things like that, those are all things to really take seriously. And
they're peanuts compared to these prices as well.
Yeah.
And the movie came out too. I'm sure that helped a little bit, right?
Oh,
Just
yeah.
reading a little bit. So yeah.
Yep. But I was blown away. So just some other games.
Yeah, I remember this.
Yeah.
Oh my god.
Yeah, Secret of Mana.
Love that game.
This was just like a popular JRPG. Seiken, it was called Seiken Densetsu 2 in Japan. So if anybody's looking for the OG version of it, that's what it's called. The US version went for 16,800 tonight. This is a VGA 85 plus, which is like a very solid grade. There's a chart that I can show on one of these shows. I can kind of show what the conversion is. Unfortunately, VGA, which also is owned by AFA, goes on this grading scale, and WADA and CGC go by, like the more traditional, like comic book style grading scale. Super Mario World tonight, 9.4. This was a early production, went for 43,200.
Wow. That looks so clean too. I mean, I really like that.
Yeah, it's like a blister box. Okay, and then that's the WADA case. So this was a CIB. Like, it doesn't display as well, right? It's
No.
just
No, it
Not at
doesn't.
all, man.
The angle, it's like vertical.
It's like, oh, that's a great Mario you got there. John, Jimmy.
So this was a CIB for $5,000. So I mean, again, CIBs, don't ignore them. Don't ignore them. And so I was talking about this recently, and I think I grabbed an 8.5 sealed of this not too long ago, and it was very cheap actually. A 9.0 tonight, A plus sealed, cardboard production went for 15 grand. Now this one is interesting because I feel really bad. This is a 9.0 A plus sealed. A WADA 9.2 A plus sealed went during the pandemic for $480,000.
Oh my god!
So somebody got really trigger happy on the auction, and I don't know what they're thinking right now.
Damn.
Damn.
Also, if you ever see this game, the cardboard version was the first version, and then there was a clamshell version that came after, which is also, a very important variant as well. And then this is a 9.6 A+ sealed clamshell, 11,100.
Dude, that was awesome.
Damn. Fuck comics.
Seriously.
God, I know.
Burn, sell them.
Hey,
buy
who's
some
going to
silver.
start grading manga? Who's going to start grading manga volume?
That's the real question, because it's coming.
I don't know. I don't know, man. That's a great question.
Weekly Shonen
So-
Jumps. These
Exactly.
fucking get them now.
Get him now.
It's like too late. I feel like it's too late already.
Is that One Piece?
No, it's Chainsaw Man's first.
Oh, nice.
But I got the
Yo,
Romance
he's
Dawn.
blowing up. Chainsaw Man is blowing up.
I
right
got
now, too.
Romance Dawn, which was like
What else you got? Yeah, let's see.
before One Piece. Oh, not here.
Oh, never
Just
mind.
next to my desk, yeah. So. But they're, I don't know, how do you, they're so big.
It's like a phone book.
Yeah, it's like a phone
Yeah.
book, right?
Remember
That's what we
phone
need to
books?
do. We all need to throw our cash together and be a manga grading company. Be the fucking. Let's do it.
Ooh.
I thought you were gonna say grade phone books.
Shit, we
that'd
could
be
do
cool.
that too.
Ooh.
Hey, there'll be a point in time where there'll be like the first appearance of your fucking in your phone book and shit. And people will be
Yeah,
buying it.
dude.
So don't even.
I'm not. No, I totally
I think-
believe it, man.
I think even having a phone book these days is rare. At all. Who would have kept those? I don't know.
No one. Nobody would.
All the weightlifters ripped them up.
Yeah.
Yeah.
All right, someone caught my joke. I appreciate you guys. I'm out.
Good stuff. Good stuff,
Yeah.
Vinny. Good stuff, everybody. Yeah. Any closing thoughts? Anybody? Was anyone got anything going on this week?
No, sell your comics and buy some shit. Please,
Buy
sell your
Pepe.
comics, buy some shit. Buy Pepe, buy silver, buy toys, buy, trade it for bigger keys, buy
Well,
magazines.
toys are in a downturn right now as well, just to let you know. Like,
Yeah,
Got
but
that trade.
even that though, like that's where you thinking steps ahead, right? Like grabbing an early Thrawn, all it takes is that.
By the way, congratulations to an old friend, Stephen Dalton, who won the comic contest last week for the Star Wars Insider. So fired up about that. I'll be sending that out. We'll be giving something away too. Whoever has the most unique comment in our Rumble or YouTube, I'll be sending you something your way after next week. So
Good stuff, man. All right. Well, I guess that's our show for for today. 2.5 hours in, 78. Thanks for coming through.
no problem.
Stay on
Man.
your
And thanks to
busy
the chat.
schedule.
Thanks to the chat.
We had a good chat today as well.
Yeah. Some of my buddies came through. That was dope.
Oh, good
Hey,
stuff, man.
hey, man, I'm gonna send you some Pharrell merch.
All right, you guys all stay safe. Trey, stay
No, it
safe
just
out
triggered
there.
me. That shit got to me because it's like another fucking deck. It's like, oh man. Stay away from this shit, bro, man.
Trey's
Oh
good
my
to
God!
go.
Oh God! Okay.
All
You
right.
know, it's like,
Well,
no,
Trey's good to
dude.
go. All right. Well,
don't worry
Yeah,
about me,
have a great-
fellas.
you guys have a good night. Stay safe out there.
All right, peace.
We'll see you next week. Take care, everybody.
Next week.
Later.